Yeah, I feel like I'm me now, you know? Like I'm in my space. I'm in my zone. And I think anybody around me would really agree. Yeah, saying things without a conscience in my head myself. Way into a blind person finally saying itself. Wearing my wallet on my sleeve because I knew fashion self. And I don't want that jacket if I gotta ride a coattail, man, you can have that. I think they want me back on my gritty. One day she hate me, they miss me. Can't fuck with girls from back home cause it's HIV in the city. Niggas don't talk, not confetti. No matter how much you lie to me, I know your ass ain't ready. Niggas acting like women. Niggas just wanna be messy. Spend your allowance money, hoping for some validation. Family don't understand you cause you just too complicated. Your mother way too crazy, and when y'all talk, there's no patience, and you don't open up, and so they make accusations. Your pops died early, and man, you still trying to shake it, and yeah, I made mistakes, so my little brothers won't make up. My granny do her best, so I try to show appreciation, and when she had cancer, it cut me deep, so deep, I would lie awake, toss and turn, no sleep, ain't have an appetite, so half the time I wouldn't eat, then she poured through, I exhaled, they hit my knees, man, I couldn't breathe, hold my throat, I couldn't breathe, if I ever lost her, it ain't no telling where I be, becoming the perfect human. Better let it in soon, a couple more sins to commit before I really commit. It's either small or too big, man, what do I really fit? Size me up, do it twice so we can really be sure. I apologize in advance, I just needed something to vent on. Backpackers they been on, putting my fucking foot on the gas. I match that bitch until I crash. Throw me a fucking doubter, I make him to a believer. 100 miles an hour, eyes closed, trying to see my future. Man, I really do this shit. I don't do this shit for kicks, but if we talking about the souls, man, they all sold them. Keeping greatness in the box, man, I'm claustrophobic. Your mommy putting it in a pretzel like she doing aerobics. I told them, I be that nigga that you gotta get a verse from. They have fun and half ass. I wanna put away funds. You and your mom's class, every chance y'all get is you accept your step brothers on some bro to bro shit. Only to find out they apply to you quick. Man, I just saying, I'm just doing me. I'm just trying to make it. You niggas don't inspire me. I should be your fucking inspiration.
Yeah. Black African power was good, was happening. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing a house. And I come to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Hey, man, Bobby banging this bitch, man. You know what it is, man. Y'all don't inspire me. I inspire you. Boy, that's what he said, man. That was hard right there, yo. Man, big up the nephew, man. Yo, giving us them beats, man. I like that, man. Appreciate that. What's good, family? We got a banger today. Y'all see the title, yo, when experts weigh in. Neil deGrasse Tyson and Dr. Camilla Dyson. Man, Camilla Dyson on Terrance Howard and scam. Y'all know what it is, man. Look, man, we like to really do this thing right, yo. And we want to make sure that we right where we supposed to be in that nice little sweet spot, right? Man, we got a nice email to read to y'all, right? It's a great critique. All right. We already know the situation with Neil deGrasse Tyson, all right, and Terrance Howard. He did a critique on his email, right? That Terrance sent him. It's a critique. All right. You wouldn't call it peer review because Terrance ain't his peer. He gave him an expert review. So Camilla, Dr. Camilla Dyson, gave Scamwell a critique. Now, he want to act like it wasn't a critique because that's the game they play with y'all. And I'm just the guy to step all the way up. And yeah, I restarted it again. Because I got to, because I can. Sit back, right, and let's get this thing proper. Won't be no cussing and fussing and acting crazy. We want to be concise so y'all can understand what it is, man. So I'm going to make this very, very simple. We all seen the thing that went viral with Terrance Howard, right? Neil deGrasse came out, right, with this review of his information. We don't say peer review because he is not the peer. Terrance is not the peer of Neil deGrasse. It's very simple. And Scamwell's is not the peer of Camilla Dyson. Okay, so don't get dismayed. Don't get all shook and halfway crook. Understand that. Now, if you're in a cult mind state and you're being sprinkled with the magic, you may think that they're on the same level. That's only when you've been sprinkled with the cult magic will make you think that that's the same level. And so when we hear brothers talk the way they talk, we start to recognize that they playing with us, yo. And so I'm not going to let people play in front of my face, call me names, call me this, do all that, and think I'm going to let it go. I will never let it go because I don't have to. These are teaching moments. So you can tell if a person is really serious about that work because when the champ come in with the critique, you either take the critique or you banana out and act crazy. Same thing Terrance did. Start talking crazy on Joe Rogan's show about Neil and how Neil didn't. He was talking crazy when the man gave him a great critique. This is the same thing that Scamwell does. He talks crazy about the lady. And the lady was simply trying to help him out so that he could move forward in what he was doing. So let's see if this is really what it is. So I just want to read the email. Want to read the email, maybe sit back and relax. I got the expert reader in the house. Juju. What it do? What it do? Pseudo Killer Official. What's good? What's happening?
You already know what it is. The Undertaker had to come back. We got to cremate them bodies we done already collected. And I was wrong, y'all. It's DiBiase, Dyson. But, you know, it's Tyson and Dyson. That's what we doing.
Tyson and Dyson them up.
Yeah.
Dyson them up is what we doing.
Tyson and Dyson. But
they
yeah,
smile in your face. Wait a minute. They playing in your face.
Yeah.
All the time.
Backstabber.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's what they doing. Yeah. What they do. Yeah, they planning out damn faces, yo. And then we're going to have some extra credit at the end, right? We're going to talk about this Afro-Asiatic, right? And the ramifications. If they was right. We're gonna have a nice, easy show. We're not tripping. And we're going to watch the haters hate. Man, I see another pseudo killer army in the building. Sister Safa, how you doing, sis? What it do? What it do? What it do? We got LB things, stuff, and more. What it do? What it do, sis? What it do? All right. Of course, Juju's in the panel. I see you. Who else? We got Adrian. What's going on with you, Gary? What's up, Gary? What it do? What it do? New Black World Order. What's going on with you? I'll skip over somebody's name. Rock City, New York is in the house. You know what it is, man. My name is Tika. What it do? What it do? What it do? Ooh, we got the official PK. What's going on, Miss Tiff? What it do? What it do? What it do? Put you back up there again. Must be in the back office. You're like, boy, don't do that. I'm in the back office working. Okay. All right. So yeah, we're gonna do this, man. Usher Mayat, what's going on with you, man? LIVVI14. What's going on with you? Right, from then to now. Taj, what's going on with you? What's up, Gamble? All right, got 38 people in the house. Hold on one sec. Go ahead and say something real quick, Juju. My nephew called.
Nephew. Let me get a hit, nephew. Yeah, yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just gonna be a Bobby banger, literally. I can't wait to do the professional reading of the read that Scamwell's got. But he misconstrued it and he was manipulative and he wasn't transparent with the people, which is not going to do anybody any good. So if you hopped on the wrong train in this conversation, buddy, I feel for you. Let's remember, TLA is a tool, not an authority. So if you're using it as an authority, you already dead. You DOA, dead on arrival, dead man walking. You're going to get cut down every time because it's not how it works. You got the Vegas out there. You got Faulkner, Gardner. You got the Rayner Old Kingdom Dictionary. You got the Vorderman Dictionary. You got sign lists for days. So if you ever hear somebody talking about TLA, 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 walk away. TLA, just walk away. TLA, just walk away. Yeah, that's all I have to really say. But he's still on the phone. What up, Chilimway?
Right here, Slim Man, everybody, man. Drop that link in the server too, man. Let's get this under. Let's get right to it, yo. We got 45,000 in the building, right? Normally wait to 50 to get it started. Wait to 50 to get it started. And we're going in on the email. We just want to read this critique.
Yeah.
Right? We want to see how people play right in front of your faces. What they do. They playing in your face. Stop.
Backstabber.
Backstabber. Yeah. So
we practice that. No,
so yeah, man, you know, with this thing we do, man, we lose a lot of friends or fake friends or supposedly friends that you do.
Yeah, boy. They fake friends.
Now I know why though. Now I know why.
Because real friends would take it. You feel me? They would just humble themselves and take it. They know you're telling them something for their own good. They wouldn't take it as, you know, you're doing it viciously, right? They wouldn't do it like that. So yeah.
Got more rhymes, more viciously. That's back in the 90s, the 80s. Viciously.
Viciously.
Guy came up to me. I must agree.
Wait, what was it? Maliciously, I guess. Maleficent. Really, not doing it maleficently. I'm messing that one up. I'm working on it. But those who know. Yeah, my brain.
By the way, baby, what's your name? Say to go by the name of Lois Lane. I can be your boyfriend. I surely can. Something. Then Superman say he's no stories and he's no fables, but I'm vicious on the mic and the turntables. This young reporter, I dare the door, got rocking to this rhyme like I never did before. He said, "Damn, fly guy, I'm in love with you." The casting of a legend must have been true. I said, "By the way, baby, what's your name?" Said, "To go by the name of Lois Lane. You can be my foreleg. You can be my boyfriend. You surely can." Something. Remember that?
Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's how it started. That's how the hip hop started.
I like that.
Now. So don't y'all youngers ever tell me I don't understand what hip hop is and what it's not. I heard from the beginning to the end. All right.
Yeah, there's a difference between hip hop and rap.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying anybody can rap, but hip hop is like our culture and deaf culture.
Hip hop
is
our
culture. Huh?
Say hip hop is the culture, huh?
I mean, it's one of our cultural aspects
of Black American culture. Right?
Black Americans is not the entirety of our culture.
No,
and we shouldn't be defined by just that. We're great.
It's the entertainment part of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because hip hop is a music genre.
It is.
All right. We're gonna talk about that come Thursday. We're having Chill, rapper, old school rapper.
Chill.
Right? We're gonna talk about I don't even know he's been sitting here the whole time. He's one of the first person that was signed in Cleveland.
Facts.
It's the first person.
Facts. Right? And I went to Egypt with him. That's my friend. That's my friend.
So yeah, we're gonna have him on. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about, you know, the whole hip hop. It's been, you know, controversy going back and forth. And I just wanted to bring some people on, and y'all gonna be surprised to hear what he say. I had a nice little conversation with him. I disagree with, you know, things because, you know, Chill is in the Chill. It's Thursdays. Chill. Thursday, 7 o'clock. Bro.
Chill.
All right. He was listening. So we're gonna have a good conversation. We're gonna have a great conversation on that. I think we're gonna be good.
Trying to go back to Egypt in October, friend.
I ain't never going to Egypt. I know where I'm going.
Man, I'm going to Egypt one more time. Then I'm trying to
enjoy that.
Yeah, I loved it. I don't care. I give me a little $300 mansion up there because you know it's so cheap. You feel me? Make Airbnb in Egypt.
What?
Make Airbnb in Egypt. Like you can buy a mansion for like less than 10 grand dang there. What you talking about?
You get robbed. They're gonna rob. They're gonna say, get that nigga out. Let me stop.
Okay, let's get serious.
All right, so let's get into this critique. All right. Okay, let's get into the critique of the email. Y'all let me know if this was I'm taking it back, right? Or is this just a great critique? And I just want the community to actually learn. All right. Okay, Kyle, what's going on, bro? So I want us to be able to get something out of it where the toothpicks can't get nothing out of it. All right, this is a prime example. So go ahead, Juju. Let's get right to the email. Let's
I
get
do
into
see
this.
some cute guys out there, Kyle. Don't be hating. I ain't mean to hurt your feelings.
What the hell are we talking about now? What are we talking
Kidding.
about?
Let's go. Let's go.
What are we talking about? Who?
Me walking around in a pseudo circle. That's funny. It was good luck. I'll tell you later, chill. It was good luck though. I'm sorry.
You know, they was an invaders you was talking to.
I am kidding.
They off the
Look
3 million, 3 million. How many million is it over there that invaded?
25 million?
25 million invaded.
25 million in the city of Cairo alone. That's not the whole of Egypt.
Hell of an invasion, right?
Look, the pants was sagging. They had swag though. So I mean, it is what it is.
All right, so this email right here is an email from Dr. Camilla, and she's critiquing the scam god's work. All right, and I shouldn't even have told y'all because now you got a preconceived notion, right? But let's just hear the critique. All right, forget what I just said. Let's see if this is a critique or somebody changing their mind on some things, taking it back. You know what I mean? Doing all the things that y'all gonna hear they claim that person did. So go ahead.
So number one, a wise copy.
I think that's I's copy of the hymn. Go ahead.
Okay, I's copy of the hymn to the Aten. You're absolutely right. I have forgotten that reference. It does seem like here the reference is to skin color, but specifically in reference to other countries, foreign lands, not Egypt. This might be important.
So she's basically saying here in the video on the show, she talked about that as she was reading, and she makes the point. Let me see if I that's gonna be. She makes the point about the hymn not actually talking about skin, but she was talking about the Egyptian skin. All right. So she's basically saying yes, right? That was talking about skin, but it wasn't talking about the Egyptian skin. Remember, you got people trying to verify and prove that the Egyptians was referencing skin color and was calling themselves black, referencing themselves. But in actuality, the text is talking about some foreigners, maybe, right? Could be that, possibly. And she says that. That's the first point. So she's just adding more context to it, right? And saying, like an expert, yeah, you're right, right? I had forgotten that reference. She's just doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you're right. Forgot that reference. And I want y'all to know that if you look up in the email, it was actually talking about, we didn't send anything to her because it wasn't even about sending anything to her. Wasn't that type of thing, right? It was basically we wanted her to hear somebody read that glyph and just talk about it. We wasn't trying to put nobody on nobody, but it turned into that. See, when you're doing way too much, it always ends up like that, right? I never expected to get this email like this. I never expected Smash to put their email up there like that. But go ahead to point two. Let's see right now. I don't think she's doing nothing back, but go ahead.
Two, the Menotep Hotep Stele, your reading could fly skin color rather than skin, but it also might not in context. The text is
hold on, stop. It say what? But it also might not in context. Remember, the most valuable tool we got when judging ancient cultures is the context.
Correct.
So you're not supposed to be reading this saying your reading could fly. Yes, she said it was right. It's not what she's saying. Anybody that listened to that interview, she talked about how her students, they all read medical papyrus. And right, they talk about their different translations that they come up with. And how, if it don't fit in the context, how they get rid of it. See, go back and listen to the interview. Go ahead.
The text is talking about the importance of respect and looking after people. The term people are of the same skin could therefore, if we take the interpretation of Carl Jensen Winklin, Die halt der Mission, Varia Egyptica. That is a one of 3, 1985, 107, meaning something like we're cut from the same cloth. Even given this, your interpretation could work, but like all proverb like sayings, the full spectrum of its meaning may never be clear. If it does mean skin color, it would be saying something like we are all the same color, which probably means the same thing. We are all of the same, but might also be an example for the Egyptians not actively theorizing about skin color difference within their own country. Bang.
Bang. Did y'all hear that again? Read this again. If it does mean skin color, right, it would be saying something like we are all the same color, which
Right.
probably means the same thing. We are all the same. See that? But might also be an example of the Egyptians not actively theorizing about skin.
Right.
Color
Because we're all cut
differences
from the
within
same
it.
cloth.
Right.
Doesn't
You see how
actually-
she put that?
Yeah. That's
So
different.
I want y'all to hear how the other person is trying to say it's saying that. And listen to what an expert is actually critiquing here. So is she backing away from anything? No, she's actually helping our community out by critiquing, right, information like she's supposed to do. This is the value of having an expert respond to you. We see that. Okay. So now we got that straight. Now we're moving on to 3. There should be no fighting on that. There should be no if and or buts about it. We'll be going to number 3 now. Am I correct, Juju?
Yes.
All right, we're going to number 3. Let's get to number 3. So we're here at number 3 now. All right, we at number 3.
So
Okay.
Papyrus Bolak 6. I'm
Mhm.
not sure that I said the Egyptians did not describe the Nahisi as black. Correct me if I'm wrong, because that would be ignoring numerous Egyptian depictions of Nubians with darker skin than their own.
Mhm.
I fully take your point that in this papyrus, there is a reference that appears to describe a black Nubian, though the spelling of Nubian is strange and thus bears a question.
Huh? What is she saying there? She's saying, don't dive out the window, though. Don't dive out the window. There's a question mark there.
Mhm.
See? Spelled real weird, right?
So
It's
that
a
means that's not the
placeholder,
typical spelling.
and it's a stop sign there for you.
Mhm.
So you shouldn't be making overreaching points when you're trying to make that point. We shouldn't be hearing it the way we be hearing it when people be saying that thing, shooting toothpicks at us. That's what she's really saying. All right. She's not backing away from anything at all. Keep going.
In the context of magic, this is fascinating because a number of diseases were attributed to having foreign origin, both Nubian and Asiatic, and sometimes incorporate magic words that could have foreign roots. So I agree with you here that this is most likely a reference to skin color, but again, is probably referring to skin color of a group that is being distinguished as foreign with respect to the speaker for magical reasons. That's context.
Context in that. Did you see that? And context, right? In the context of magic, this is fascinating because a number of diseases, y'all see that, were attributed to having foreign origin, both Nubian and Asiatic. Man, nobody said that to us, did they? Never heard that part, right? And sometimes incorporate magic words that
Right.
could have foreign roots. So I agree with you here that this is most likely a reference to skin color. But again, it probably referring to skin color of a group that is being distinguished as foreign with respects to the speaker for magical reasons. Right there. See the level we're getting right here? This ain't nobody running back and forth from nothing. It's a person giving a deep explanation of what's going on. Go ahead. Go next.
Number 4. With regard to the epithet of the black, I did not deny that skin color could play a part. I merely said that epithets are opaque in respect of what they are referring to. Ranke calling it a physical attribute, though he indeed is a foremost authority, is just making an educated guess like the rest of us.
With the smiley faces. You get what she's doing? You see that, right? Like he's saying it's opaque. Like there's no real way to know what he's meaning in that, right? To figure out what the epithet is. We had people arguing that it wasn't that. Remember that? It's not an epithet, it's not that.
Facts.
Argue this down, right? But they lose their meaning over time because you're not there with them. And they ain't like they got every damn document. Okay? So this is important. Great critique right here. See, at this point, right, people should have their pencil and pen and be trying to work on that, but no, they didn't. They took a whole nother way of looking at it, made it negative, and we found ourselves right here beefing. Go ahead, 5.
You are using the corpus correctly to make the claims you are making. No one can doubt that commit to you predates commit in the corpus. But there's
a but. There's a but right there. What that but mean? She gonna add some expertise to the but. She gonna help us out though, Juju. You get my point?
She definitely is.
She's not gonna run us through the corpses crazy and the TLA all wild like we. Right. She's not gonna do that. She's gonna explain what this is and how it works. Go ahead.
But there is much more to it than that, for which one has to understand the composition of the TLA corpus. For one, not all Old Kingdom documents are in the TLA. However, I've checked in Rainer Heinig's Old Kingdom Dictionary, which also includes the political corpus, and cannot find commit either. But the other main thing is that the Old Kingdom just doesn't have a big enough source base to prove once and for all that we don't have a derivational meaning of commit to you attested before the noun commit from which it is derived. So your argument regarding diachrony, though reasonable, cannot be watertight.
What's she saying? What is she saying? She's not backing off of anything. Let's read this again. Right? Let's read this
clarity and giving you the facts within the field. That's what
it says. But the other main thing is that the Old Kingdom just doesn't have a big enough source base to prove once and for all that we don't have a durational meaning. Kim, was that supposed to be what? Kim where?
Well, I guess
Kim where a test before the noun commit from which it is derived. So your argument regarding diachrony, though reasonable, see how they talk, though reasonable, cannot be watertight. But we had a whole lot of we tight on it, we Trump tight, we super tight, we got it. That's what it is. We had a lot of that, right? Had a lot of back and forth, like they stick the chest out. But now we see the critique. Okay, then where we at now? Where we at? That's the 6,
but
right?
You know, the important part for me is that how she's telling you that the TLA is not the set all be all, because the sources that you need aren't necessarily in that corpus. That's important too. Your point about the use of the T-bird is well placed, but it just often isn't reflected in the actual text. As a fellow scholar of the text, I understand your frustration here. Let's take the papyrus of Djed or attach, which refers to people from the different corners of the world. We have, what is that? Mediu. I can't read that.
Hold on, let me get back on
that. To you.
All right, where we at? We right here. Where you at? Westerners, for Westerners, where? We have the MHTW. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah. Northerners, it means Northerners, Easterners, Westerners. That's where you at?
Okay. Okay, got it. So Northerners, Easterners, and Westerners, this cardinal direction or directions of the people. All of which should, theoretically be written with the two-bird, but are not. So when you're saying there is no precedent for this spelling, I think you need to compare it to other Nesbys and revise your hypothesis.
Yeah, so she's trying to help. See, you see what she just did, right? So when you're saying there is no precedent for this spelling, I think you need to compare it to other Nesbys and revise your hypothesis. See what she doing? Well, she got that Neil deGrasse flavor going right now, is what I'm trying to tell you, right? But how will he take it? We'll find out how he gonna take it. We're on 7 now, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to 7. Let me see if we get to 7. Let's get to 7. All right, we at 7.
Yep. One. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
One other issue I have is that we already know of a separate word, Kim, that is already a noun, meaning a black thing. That's lemma 164320. So are you arguing that the humanized form of this, black ones, black people, is an extension of this word? Because I think that the word you are proposing would have to be spelled Kim you, not anything with the A, not anything with a feminine T. That's what that would be. But from what I can see from the corpus, the cases you are suggesting require rereading all have a T, but it is Kemet, black land, that is written with a feminine T, which is why the translation Kemetu for the residents of the black land exists, even though it is spelled without uh, the feminine T, JW, or the two bird. You mentioned that you have collected a range of sources to attest to this word. It would be great to see how they adhere to the points I have made so far.
See how she doing that? See? Great critique. Added some shit to it that I'm sure the brother wasn't aware of. But how would he take it? So let's get to 8 now.
Give me just a second.
Right here, 8.
Give me just a second. Okay. All right. So another point I'll make with respect to proposing a new sense is that the proposed sense has to make sense in context as an equally valid or better, more valid reading of the text in question. So let's have a try with the pyramid text of Pepe. Pepe 1, you made reference to part 674 and part 462. The whole text is about the king dying and being regenerated in his role as a dead king, taking his place upon the throne of was a Kronsaminti, an early form of Osiris. He is being celebrated standing in front of a chapel and a water body, as well as before these commit to you. Again, note the writing with the Fedinti, like the god Apis. I'm on the bottom part of 8.
Okay.
The
TLA.
TLA.
Okay.
So she was saying, hold on, I'll go back. I'll start over real quick. She was saying, he is being celebrated standing in front of the chapel in a water body, as well as before these commit to you, the people of the black land, right? Again, note that the writing with the feminine T, like the god Apis. The TLA takes it as inhabitants of the black land. For example, all of inhabited Egypt. Haining in his Old Kingdom dictionary goes for inhabitants of Athribis, but doesn't explain why. I'm afraid I don't have the time to chase this up, but if you want to go down that rabbit hole, she gave him a wink face, whatever the case. In this context, I feel like inhabitants of Egypt, the black land, makes more sense in context here than black people. You can feel free to dispute that. All translation is a matter of debate. I just don't think your reading adds in capital letters to the sense in a clear way. And it would have to across a range of usages to be accepted as a separate lemma.
So, man, you hear that? Hear that level right there? She put the level on him right there. Protected by Viper, stand back. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's the level right there where you thought you could catch up. You know what I'm saying? With the fastball, and you thought it was a fastball, but it was actually a breaking pitch. You was way out in front of it. She put the expertise on that real quick. You know what I'm saying? She gave him a little wink there. Look,
Yes, she did.
Right? And so you supposed to, if you serious about what you claiming you doing, then you take that shit right there and you work with it. and you go back to the drawing board. You don't start calling the lady out. That was the response, to call the lady out, make it seem like she was lost her mind, right? And I ain't never seen a person put an email inside of a document where you could change the words. We don't really know what she was really saying now, do we? Why not just show the email, bruh? Crazy. All translation is a matter of debate, right? I just don't think your reading of ADDS to the sense in a clear way.
No,
And
ads. That's ads.
was that ads?
Yeah, she just capitalizes.
Oh, okay.
She's saying
Okay.
it
Ads.
really doesn't work. Meaning she's like, it doesn't, you're reading ads to the sense in a clear way.
But
She's saying no, it
we was
doesn't.
like, why are we saying, yo, you got the sentence got to make some sense? You can't have arm, head, leg, foot connected to the head. It don't make sense. Look, and it would have to, across a range of usages to be accepted as a separate lemma. That's an expert for you. Showing you what it is you need to know to make yourself better. Is that not what it teaches? She's a professor. You ain't gonna just come run through the professor like that in her class. So nobody got nobody on nobody. We was simply wanting to hear what a professor says as she's been a professor in her college. And I think we did that. How did that get turned into something else? We snitching and telling. Craziest thing ever.
Wild.
You know what I mean? It's called they trying to take you away from the reality of this damn critique here. But we ain't gonna let them get away with it. Keep going.
And I just wanted to point out, this is the second time she's talked about Rayner with the Old Kingdom Dictionary, for those of you who are really following. So just know TLA is not an authority, just a tool. I'll keep saying that. Let's switch to the color red. I think the translators here have not done themselves any favors whatsoever in this translation. What, pray, is a red woman? Surely it is not a woman with permanently red colored skin. In the case, it could mean
a temporary change in the color of her skin.
Oh, well, in the case, it could mean a temporary change in the color of her skin, but it a blush or rash, either of which would make sense in a medical context.
See, you got to take all these things into consideration. You know, like where did this pop up at? What type of text was it? Was it a medical text? Right? You had us thinking it was a red woman. When no, read that again, you do.
Let's switch to the color red. I think the translators here have not done themselves any favors whatsoever in this translation. What, pray, is a red woman?
Question mark.
Surely it is not a woman with permanently red colored skin. In this case, it could mean a temporary change in the color of her skin, but a blush or a rash, rather either of which would make sense in a medical context.
Yeah, see what I'm saying, yo? Right. You would have to be reading a lot of text, going over a lot of information to be able to come up with that, not just diving through the TLA in the middle of smoking weed. Right. Okay, keep going.
10. The text referring to the red ones that you appended didn't include the context of the manuscript, but it might have a medical or magical context. Well, in this case, the color may be referring to demons, spirits that harm the individual. Red has an interesting connotation with aggression, which is certainly plausible in relation to these ill-intentioned beings. It is almost certainly not a reference to their skin color. And even if it were, is not the skin color of a human, but of a more numinous entity. Yeah, boy. So, are you saying that she agreed with him?
Yeah, like how? And she took it all back.
Y'all retarded.
Y'all, yeah. You know what? I ain't gonna call nobody no names. I'm not. I'm saying, like, I know why they do this. Nobody took the time out to read the daggone thing.
I'm not taking it back, Bobby.
No, you don't gotta take it back. No,
yeah,
yeah, I know you. I'm just trying something new. Woo-sha.
I got you. You woo-shawing.
I'm trying to do something different. Yeah, I don't want to chase people away. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already the bad guy. I don't want to compound it. But this is deep right here. The text referring to red ones that you appended, look, didn't include the context of the manuscript. I know why I didn't include it, because you don't want us to know the damn context. But it might have a medical or magical context, question mark. It say, in this case, the color may be referring to what demon spirits that harm individuals. Red has an interesting connotation with aggression, which is certainly plausible in relation to these ill-intentioned beings. It say, it is almost certainly not a reference to skin color. And even if it were, is not skin color of a human. But yo had this thing with the skin color. He did us. That's what he did to us. If he'd have went to school, he wouldn't have did us that way. But of a more numerous entity. Yeah, and that's it. All right. So I don't know what more this he had, right? But that's what that was right there. Trying to tell you, right? Trying to put it right there. So let's get right here. Okay. So y'all think I'm playing. Wasn't playing. Here you go. So let's see.
They are people with black-colored skin who are very proud to identify as Nubians. Nubians are an ethnic group that's always been living in Egypt and between Egypt and the Sudan of a darker colored skin. So you have an Egypt that has always looked this way. Why would Egyptians distinguish skin color?
Distinguish?
When the plurality of skin color is normal to them.
So when I emailed her, this is what I showed her. This text, and y'all can all read it for yourselves. What does it say? Their skin color is different because you differentiate. You can't make this up. Because you differentiate the foreigners. Now, if you look up different, it's really going to say distinguished.
Oh, man. He killed himself right there. Come on, man. Can we go back to that again? Let me see here. Let me see. I seen something right into right. Let me see. Let me move that. 1 second, Juju. I seen something. 1 second.
Always been living in Egypt and between Egypt and the Sudan of a darker colored skin. So you have an Egypt that has always looked this way. Why would Egyptians distinguish skin color?
Distinguish?
When the plurality of skin color is normal to them.
She's making a point. She's saying it doesn't even make sense. So they're used to seeing different skin color in Egypt. Why would they distinguish it? Let's see what this response is.
So when I emailed her, this is what I showed her.
What is this? That's dear. All right, we'll take note. We'll stop it right there. We'll get back to the dear Jonathan. So, okay. All right. I guess she's basically saying that, yeah, because it wasn't, thank you. First, allow me to say that I had not been given notice of your own work or sources discussed therein in advance of the program, and could therefore only respond with references to what I could find quickly to tell a corpus, specifically and exclusively on the word chemware, I think. Yeah, because we wasn't trying to get him. That's why. Right. It wasn't a deep studied on his thing. It was part of the overall general conversation of what she thought that particular glyph meant. That's how we did that. Wasn't trying to stop it. Yeah, you ran a whole wild narrative. Let's see.
This text, and y'all can all read it.
What does this have to do with this?
For yourselves.
Skin color is different because of differentiating.
What does it say? Their skin color is different because you differentiate. You can't make this up. Because you differentiate the foreigners. Now, if you look up different, it's really going to say distinguished.
What's the point?
Let's see. To be distinguished. You cannot make this up, y'all.
Maybe I'm missing something here. Did you catching that, Juju?
Y'all see that?
I ain't catching that.
I
Actually-
don't know. You're making it up as you go. Make it up
Yeah,
scholarship.
yeah, he just went, okay, let's move
You
on.
didn't
Let's
think
see what
that
he says.
through.
All right, let's see what he's saying about the email. This is his take.
This is these dudes backfiring. How did this help Garfield? Backfire tremendously. You're absolutely right. I had forgotten. So just because you said I had forgotten in the King's English, that don't change it. Your answer is I forgot. I don't even think you knew. I'm not accepting your I forgot.
So already off the bat, right? See, he's not taking this as a good critique, as a critique, period. See, he's taking it as if she's fighting against him. She's not. We read the email, right? Now, listen to it with the commentary, right? With his commentary. It's crazy. That's what's crazy. That's the point I'm trying to make. I bet you ain't seen that, Juju, did you?
Yeah, I did see a little bit of it. It's disgusting, but
Okay, so here we go.
You don't rock with these texts like we rock with these texts.
So the expert don't rocks with the text like he rocks with the text. Go figure that.
the TLA, you mean the TLA?
Pull something out just off the top of your head. Bing, bow, right out the quiver. Boop, hit that. So this is the expert. You're absolutely right. I have forgotten that reference. It does seem like here the references to skin color. What are you talking about? It does seem like here. Don't even play me. It does seem like here. Word your shit mode respectfully. I'm not taking.
See that? You hear that,
He's
Juju?
extremely respectful.
You hear that?
He
You
didn't even
hear?
have to be
See?
pride in
What is
him.
that? See, what is that?
Oh wow.
What is that right there?
What
is that right? Is that right there that I've been talking about?
Can't be corrected.
Can't be corrected. Is that right there? As we read the email, it was a lovely email, right?
It was.
I'm trying to figure out how is that,
She
right?
was-
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just saying she was nowhere near abrasive to him. Nowhere near. She was thorough and she stuck to the subject and to better him in a sense, in his work. I mean, she wouldn't even, she wasn't saying nothing like, oh, you're not a professor. You don't even have any degrees in this. So you go to school. No, she entertained him thoroughly in his inquiry with respect as if he was a constituent or a peer. And I mean, that's awesome, actually. So I don't know what else he wanted.
So he got people like this around. Look, Garfield paid for. Look, Garfield paid for scholars to come on.
That good guy, ignorant as hell.
But she told him to take down the video. How? You don't even know what you're talking about. You just going on
playing
anything.
The video.
I ain't gonna get into all that.
I'm gonna be Wu
Smash gonna tell you. Smash gonna tell you, right? But he's still playing the video. He just played the video the other day. What we
These people
talking
ain't
about?
got no kind of cognitive abilities.
Right, she told him to take down the video. She talking about Smash. I see why. Look at all this. Why would you want that up there?
We're playing the video now. We just played it. What are you talking about, sir?
Take down the video. No, man, because I'm saying Because why would this lady want to be in all this craziness, man? She did a great job. The same way Neil deGrasse did. He did a great job, man. He did a great job.
Facts.
Right. She helped the brother out when nobody would.
Tyson effect.
He's supposed to take that critique and do something better. Right or wrong?
Facts.
Come on, man. Come on.
No, it does seem like here. It absolutely, most positively says here, they talking about skin color. Look at this, y'all. Their skin color is different because you differentiate foreigners. She don't want to even come up off her stance hard enough to say, it does seem like here.
Hit you with a but, though. Read the but. It say but specifically in reference to other countries, foreign lands, not the Egyptians. That's the point she's making. This might be important. See how he just ran, did all that without adding the last piece in, which gives you the whole context? Because the conversation was talking about the Egyptians calling themselves black. Come on, man. Right in front of y'all face. Playing in traffic, right in front of our face.
Got me fucked up.
Yeah, see? See?
It does seem like here. I'm still stuck on that, y'all. I'm sorry. It does seem like here the references to skin color, but specifically in reference to other countries, foreign lands, and not Egypt. This might be important. To me, this might be important. He was all just on YouTube telling people how.
No, she wasn't on YouTube telling nobody nothing, man. Lady was on YouTube reading something we asked her to read the way we asked all the experts to read the glyphs. Helping out the damn community.
What's wrong? It's hella important. All right, now let's go to number 2 that I hit her off with.
So he hit her off with number 2.
We seen it back a few pages ago. It was the Mentuo step stellar. Because I don't just hit her off with one source. I said, read this too. When Mentuo, oh yeah, I seen it in my presentation. So it was when Mentuo said this. Feel free to screenshot and share. Stella and Mentuo said, or reading could one skin, or reading could fly. I'm not one of your students. My reading is 100% supported by the text corpus.
See what I'm saying? He's 100%. He's absolute. He's speaking in absolutes. He said that's absolutely right. See how he's speaking? See how he's speaking, right? See, that's not how experts speak. That's how cult leaders speak. I've been around one. I heard the language. They speak in absolutes, and they the only ones with it. So when you start hearing people around you saying they the only ones with this, and it's their idea, watch it. Watch out for them. You don't hear that expert saying that. She said your reading could fly, right? And she gives a whole reason because we read it, right? Let's see how he take it. Number 2.
Well, to be fair to her, she actually giving me props beyond what it says in the text corpus. Your reading could fly. In color rather than skin, but it also might not in context. How you gonna tell me that when you ain't even read the time?
So she ain't ready. See, how she gonna tell him that? He's absolutely not taking this critique well. It's not a back away running, change your mind email. It's a critique email. But you see how he framed it though? Listen to the way his framework. He's an excellent framer. We're going to call him the framer. Flim flam framer. It's a framer.
What's that? Flim flam flamer?
Framer. Yeah. Flim flam framer. See how he's framing it? See, if you didn't.
Flamer.
Yeah, flame. See, if we hadn't read it, you'd have actually thought the lady was pulling back off what she was saying.
Oh,
Look, she's actually teaching.
Facts.
See the difference? His words, what he sent out of his mouth, is not matching up to what the email is saying. That's the point here.
She said the text is talking about the importance of respect and looking after people.
Mm.
Y'all want to read the text and see if it's talking about that?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be like, hell no. The text is talking about how Mentuhotep was looking after people. Not just like, oh, it's a Stella. So on the Stella, they don't be giving no wisdom. Stella ain't wisdom text. So now we're gonna read. They be thinking we don't have the resource.
Man, she done went through the whole TLA and talked about the TLA thing. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the next point. Where we at?
That was it.
Huh?
That was all for the letter. Oh.
In context, the text is talking about the importance of respect and looking after people. What are you talking about? Let's see.
Yeah, and she tells you, matter of fact, when you look at,
In context, the text is talking about
when you look at it right here, it say the text is talking about the importance of respect and looking after people. It say the term people are of the same skin could therefore, if we take it, the interpretation of Carl Jensen Wilklin.
We're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. All right. Okay. There you go. Where's the cut from the same cloth at in here? It's right there.
I thought that was the one.
Yeah, he might have switched it up.
No, it's in here.
It's right here. All right. I said we are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's telling you interpretation is and all that. 1985. Yep. There you go. So she's not stuck nowhere, man. She's giving you different interpretations of it. Remember we talked about how translations are the hardest things to put in this proper cultural context. So it has to fit within the cultural context. That's why I fought y'all on these just been calling themselves black, because that would fit in the African American context.
Correct.
2024, not a 2500 BCE Old Kingdom context.
Right.
That was the damn conversation that we ran from and act like it wasn't a conversation, but all the way down the wild
about the importance of respect and looking after people. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she's talking in proper context. What she's doing.
Let's see. Fact and looking after people. Cut it out. The text is talking about what he did while he was living. It ain't say shit about the importance of it.
Wow.
But one free of X, they love to say we are cut from the same cloth. She's saying the skin is the cloth like an animal hide.
No, she did not say that.
I don't know what.
Even given this, your interpretation could work, Garfield.
She just lied.
You see how your Egyptologists do when they get hit with the scholarly data?
So he's saying she got hit with the scholarly data, yo.
Yeah,
Let's
but
go back again.
Wait a minute, he just lied on her. He said cut from the same cloth meant that it was like animal hide. Where did that come from?
Man, just say, they got the toothpicks. They're gonna say anything.
But ain't nowhere in the letter.
But however, that is a colloquial saying, which means we are akin. We have the same shared value. We have the same norms. We are family. That is what it means to be cut from the same cloth.
Right. And she also prefaced at the end of that statement that was to akin that maybe they weren't really focusing on skin color at all.
Exactly.
This is making me absolutely angry at this point. Like this is a bad look.
That's when I came off the mic. I mean, off mute. If you don't even know what a saying means, how do you abuse a saying like that? We're cut from the same cloth. Doesn't have nothing to do with cloth, hide of animals, or anything. It just means we have the same values. Another one would be two peas in a pod.
We're not peas.
That would be more two individuals. These are sayings. How do you do that with a saying? This is elementary stuff.
Yeah, you do what you want to do, man. That's how they do it right here. Watch this.
To say we are cut from the same cloth. She's saying the skin is the cloth like an animal hide.
Oh.
Even given this, your interpretation could work, Garfield.
See, he take that, right? He take that. Could work. We would finish reading the whole thing as a butt after that. Hey, yo, you know them shoes looking crazy, yo? You can wear them shoes. You can wear, hold on. You can wear them shoes, but you know they looking crazy. You can wear them, though, but you know they looking crazy. Yeah, you man. That's all you want to hear is could work. You know what could work mean? It could work. That don't mean it does work. I mean, it could work. Maybe, huh?
You see how y'all Egyptologists do when they get hit with the scholarly data?
So you thinking she's saying that because she hit with the scholarly data? That's crazy to me right there, yo.
He got body bagged in that email, and how he's twisting it is the most.
Juju, you know what?
It's crazy, yo.
What an actual academic would do with a piece of resource like that? That would allow them to correct all the mistakes that they were making in earnest.
That's what
However,
I said.
Smash doesn't get anything. He doesn't understand he's being critiqued, and he needs to take this and go back to the drawing board. He is completely delusional, even in his analysis of what he is reading.
Right.
He's fundamentally flawed.
I look at it differently. The fact that she engaged him means that she saw something of worth in his engagement with the text, right? And she did that as she would do any peer, any student, any constituent. So you literally dropped the ball on building a relationship with a reputable Egyptologist. This could have went a total different way. Like you could have utilized her in many different ways, perhaps, with other professors, perhaps taking classes at the university to get the credentials you actually need to be an authority, to say that honestly. That's what I was saying. But instead he chose to come to YouTube, which is a sorry spectacle, and disrespect a scholar. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, why would you run her away? I thought she was on your side.
Exactly. I mean, that's what he said in some of his interviews, didn't he? She agreed with him.
Yeah, but now we see. Now we see. See,
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. 1 minute, the scholars agree with us. Next minute, I made her change her mind. So obviously, see, how you gonna change your mind if you agreed with you at first?
Yeah, but let's. Yeah. I want to define expertly. Expertly means
wow, somebody in the chat talking that nonsense?
Yeah, you're not an expert,
Oh,
but you perhaps can, have the skills to read like one. That doesn't mean anything without the credentials.
Man, they said the same thing about me on some stuff, man.
That don't mean nothing without the credentials, though.
Right,
that's like a great that's a great acknowledgement, and compliment from someone who is a scholar. That's all that is. Do not put weight on that expertly. That ain't it, y'all. Get off that.
Expertly.
He
carved meat expertly. The summer outdoor concert is fun event as well as a chance to hear beautiful music expertly played. All right, come on, man. Why we need confirmation on this? Why would you need that? What?
I mean, I'm just saying. I hear
having involving or displaying skills or knowledge. All right, you can say having
while fucking it up. Excuse me, messing it up at the same time. That's crazy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It say having involving or displaying special skills or knowledge derived from training or experience.
Yeah, but we see that they lack both. So that
and that ain't even a word. That's an expert. That ain't even the right word. That's an expert. Let me get expertly. Hold on, I'm messing up. I went to expert. In skillful, in an expert manner, the apple pie was traditionally but expertly made. Man, come on, man. I ain't feeding. If that's what a person need, if a person need that, to hide all they scamming and flim flam bam boom, yo, then you can have it. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue. Okay, you're an expert, bro.
Expertly is things that you do. You build a house expertly. You bake a cake expertly. You're not an expert in any sense of the word, and doesn't put you close to being
I'm
one.
better into
You
that.
can build a house expertly, but doesn't make you an architect.
Man. Here we go. Crazy.
Given this, your interpretation could work. But like all proverb-like sayings, the full spectrum of this meaning may never be clear. If it does mean skin color, it would be saying something like, we are all the same color. Do y'all hear me? This is what she said. If it does mean skin color, bowing down to my premise.
This is crazy.
We back on that again, man. I can't tell you.
He bowed down to his premise. I tell you, Smash can't read.
He
Smash
can't read. He can't read. He's doing too much. There you go. Let me play it again, yo. How? How? How did it mean that? It sounds good, yo, when you don't read it away from the food. Watch this.
Garfield. You see how your Egyptologists do when they get hit with the scholarly data? Even given this, your interpretation could work. But like all proverb-like sayings, the full spectrum of this meaning may never be clear. If it does mean skin color, it would be saying something like, we are all the same color. Do y'all hear me? This is what she said. If it does mean skin color, bowing down to my premise.
We're gonna stop right there.
This ain't like, this is not like.
Wow.
Listen.
DeGrasse Tyson
Oh man, you
getting
talk
back
right
at
over it, yo. You
Terrance house.
talked over it, yo. Damn, look.
Like saying they could get a color. Garfield.
Hold on, listen, check this out.
You see how your Egyptologists do when they get hit with the scholarly data? Even given this, your interpretation could work. But like all proverb-like sayings, the full spectrum of this meaning may never be clear. If it does mean skin color, it would be saying something like, we are all the same color. Do y'all hear me? This is what she said. If it does mean skin color, bowing down to my premise. This ain't like, this is not like Neil deGrasse Tyson getting back at Terrance house. Nah, this is different. This is what Terrance Howard wanted.
You see how he just flipped that and turned that around, yo?
Okay. First of all, when he implied and he put the emphasis on the even though, right? That means there is so much against your argument already. However, let's examine it even further. However, what I already said puts it to rest. And now, if they were trying to imply the color of skin, they would have written the same color. Now she further puts more emphasis on your argument being flawed. At no point in time was there any leeway towards your premise. She was giving another argument why your premise may most likely be flawed, on top of the argument she already gave. Now, if you can turn that into her bowing to your hypothesis, then that's some linguistic judo there.
I'm trying to tell you, that's what everybody was listening to. That's what they was going through. That's what they was listening to. Yeah. Wow. Let's finish this.
No, I don't think he paying the other ones. Some he might have offered, some he might not have paid. They willing to talk. Anybody could get at these scholars.
See?
But look what she say. Even given her trying to refute me, she has to say, even given this, your interpretation could work. But like all proverb-like sayings, the full expression of the meaning may never be clear. If it does mean skin color, it will be saying something like, we are all the same color, which probably means the same thing.
Huh?
Now, so she bowing down.
She bowing down.
Which probably means the same thing. We are all the same, but might also be an example of the Egyptians not actively theorizing about skin color differences within their country. What?
You can't.
I said they was the black her, like Reggie.
Man, look, yo, you can't do it like that. You gotta read the whole sentence in context of what she's saying, man. You can't. Oh, wow. So this is what the people actually got. They got their piece over there, and I'm glad we actually read that daggone email to get the whole piece, man. Yeah, it's very, very, very.
And she ends it again with a counter argument, which she doesn't seem to comprehend she was doing. So again, at no point does she acquiesce to your position. She is mounting time and time again different arguments against your position. And let me calm down. This is bullshit.
Bullshit? Bullshit?
Bullshit?
Babble? Yeah.
This is what we up against, ladies and gentlemen. No comprehension, flim flam bam bam booming. This is what we up against. We clearly read the email and what it was talking about. What else was it talking about? It was a great critique. How did he turn into that? Darling point, she was agreeing with us. And then you get the killer mockingbird. Yeah, see, y'all experts agree with us. I mean, why am I even talking to people like this? Smash, do not respond, bro. We do not need to talk. I'm doing this so that people can see and learn from the email and not from you. So maybe the toothpick archers, it might be one amongst them that say, damn, I didn't know the email was actually saying that. I heard you say one thing, then when they read without you saying, now I understand. And maybe they'll have some understanding in this conversation. Man.
Damn God. Straight lying on the bliss.
Lying on the bliss. Lying on the bliss. He's a scam god. He's just lying on the bliss. Lying on the bliss. Go ahead.
Hey, the scam god.
Man, you're simply ill. Lacking the basic prerequisites. Reading comprehension be on top of that list. Smash can't read, I'ma say on that shit. Flim flam fraud niggas not legit. Smash can't read. Smash can't read. Out here smoking too much weed. Now tell me, who amongst you believe? Boy, you're dumb with nowhere to run. I'm naked in the street, you done thrown your guns. You're dead like the virus, the game is done, and we're sealing up your coffin with bitumen. Use a scam god.
Use a scam god! Hey! He said you sealing up the coffin with some bitumen. I love it.
All right, let's go to this video right here.
Boy.
Fair usage again. It's fair to use it.
Oh man.
Fair usage.
Go ahead.
We're fair in the usage of it. We're being fair. This is for critique and educational purposes. Right? Educational purposes.
Reading comprehension 101.
That's the number I just give to people just calling to see what happened. I don't even know what's gonna happen. It's gonna go like Rain Central or some shit. So don't trip about that. Now look. And we had a nice discourse, but I want you to see the scholarly part. Right? Man, you've never seen a recant like this in your life. She recanted everything she said in the video so bad that's why it's damn Garfield.
Did y'all see? Did you see? Juju, did you get that out the email we just read? That she recanted everything? Is it just me?
No.
Am I just
No,
tripping?
it's not you. She did not recant nothing.
So this is
They
the
actually-
latest video. This is the
She-
latest video right here.
She took a
This is-
source
that's the one I'm
of
talking about.
expertise and stuck it in his back and just twisted it slow with the kindest of kindness. You know what I'm saying? That's all
So this
it
is the first email. This was a month ago. The other one, the other video we played was 9 days ago. So really, that's what that lady did.
Not at
Yo,
all.
is really that? Is that what that lady did? Did she really do
No.
that, yo? So this is what
No,
we going
she
through.
stood her ground on every
She started with about 4 arguments, which
It was
disproved
10
his claim.
points, Cedric. 10 points it was. She gave
10.
him that much. 10 points.
I'ma
in
play
that
this again.
letter.
You ain't read the points. You missed it. Here we
Yeah,
go back
it was
again.
10
I got
points.
the last one. I
She
got
took
the last
the time with
All right,
10 points.
All right, here we go.
Cedric.
Here we go. Here we go. Look.
ended it with a point.
Right? Man, you never seen a recant like this in your life. She recanted everything she said in the video so bad that's why it's down, Garfield.
The video is down because she recanted everything she said. All 10 points, huh? I ain't even gonna read the comments over there. The comments is just crazy.
Wait a minute. This lady,
JD, so we see JD.
she refutes you with 10 points and subsequently takes down a video because she recanted. And while we're reading the
that's the game.
refutation in real time, the refutation in real time,
Yeah, man. See,
10 points. Those are points against your argument. She ended it with a point against your argument. So your arguments was wedged in there, which she falsified in that email. That there is no correlation to that being her recanting and therefore taking down the video. You cannot. How do you make that connection? I'm crazy.
Here we go.
Because I just beat the brakes off her in the debate.
What debate did that man have with that woman, yo?
Matter Nairn. It must have been in his head. Now that's the delusion. I don't know. We do make you paranoid, though. That's wild.
I mean, the dude speaks of himself in the third person. I need not say anymore.
Here we go. So he beat on the debate.
If you don't like the linguist, don't watch my fucking show. If you don't like how I'm talking, don't watch it.
He reminds me of the goat
Let me
on
just go
Sesame.
through the examples and arguments one by one and see where we end up. I's copy of the hymn to Atten, you're absolutely right. So I don't gotta finish reading that, right? She said,
Wait.
I had forgotten that reference. Oh, you on Garfield's show telling people casual is wrong, smash is wrong because ancient Egyptians don't reference each other by skin color. Then when he emailed you like, oh shit, I's copy of the hymn of Atten. Why didn't she know that and I knew that?
Huh? Yeah, he mixed it up there.
Did she ever mention his name? I don't remember her ever mentioning his
No,
name.
no, of course not.
She didn't even know about him.
You know that. And she ain't say this.
He had a debate in his head before she mentioned him. He had an actual debate with him in
She
his
said,
head.
I had forgotten.
All right, hold on. Now listen real closely. Right? And y'all can read the chatty patty. Kate, who is this B Kitherford? Somebody call Unc and tell them they losing. Losing what?
Gaddafi.
Yeah, talking crazy.
Oh yeah, B Gaddafi always talk crazy. He a hater.
Yeah,
Lord one is all right. He just on the wrong bus.
Let's see who else hating over here. Look, they set her up badly. Black Line Supreme.
They set her up. Yo, my God, the delusion.
What
do you call it? Mass delusion.
Dishonest motherfucker. Look, they just saying anything.
Yeah, because they don't know the whole letter. That's why.
Yeah, they looking at the letter, but he's saying something different. Watch this.
However, she got set up. We're reading the letter right now, but she got set up.
Yo, but I realize, the brain can't do two things at one time. Y'all know that, right?
Nope.
Y'all get that, right?
Yeah.
So if you focusing on what Smash is saying, you can't actually read the letter because you can only do one thing at a time.
Understood.
So that's the trick. That's the trick. You can only focus on what he's saying. And since he's the master of ceremonies, you know what I'm saying, he can fake you out real good. So when you separate what he's saying from the email, it's a whole different email. You see how he did that game? That's why I want y'all to hear him read the email and talk that talk, so y'all can say, "Oh wow, watch this, watch this, watch what he claims." She said, "Listen,
Gotten that reference. Oh, you on Garfield show telling people casual's wrong, smash is wrong because ancient Egyptians don't reference each other by skin color.
So the ancient Egyptians wasn't referencing each other by skin color. That papyrus actually shows that they was talking about foreigners, and she said that. She said, "Watch this. Look, I copy a hymn of Aten. You say you're absolutely right. I had forgotten that reference. It say it does seem like, look, it does seem like here the reference is to skin color, but specifically in reference to other countries, foreign lands, not Egypt. This might be important." See how she said that, yo? So why is he saying what he's saying right there, though, Juju?
Yeah, but
Why
he
is saying
misinterprets that this might be important. See, this might be important. Smash is not referencing the fact that they did mention skin color, which you're referring to. That this might be important refers to the fact that they were actually talking about foreigners. So when she says this might be important, that's towards you to consider in your analysis.
Right. Keep going.
Since you need to open down.
It's crazy.
Yeah, when he emailed you, like, oh shit, I copy of him of Aten. Why didn't she know that and I knew that?
Now she acting like the lady ain't know that. She said, you're absolutely right. I forgot that reference. She ain't say she ain't know it, said she forgot. See how he's saying she ain't know it? See, he's bigging himself up past where he need to be. Get that?
And her saying she forgot is sort of giving you a pass, Smash, because actually she didn't forget. It was not relevant to the conversation. It was non sequitur because in this instant, the skin color reference is being made to foreigners. So it's not the argument we're having. So when she says she forgot, she was being sympathetic towards your position and not wanting to dismiss you offhand. Since you need commentary, since you cannot understand what you're reading.
He can't.
Since you need commentary.
You're absolutely right. I had forgotten that reference. It does seem like there's differences. Here, the references to skin color. What? It does seem like they say it directly. But specifically in reference to other countries, foreign lands, not Egypt. That's not necessarily true. Watch her read everything.
Who the hell is Yo? He said, yo, Garfield act like you tried to attack that white lady. Is that true? He attacking her now. Right there, look. Right there in the video that they watching, they saying Garfield act like you is attacking the damn lady.
Slam fraud.
Yeah, man. That's horrible right there, bro. That lady did something she did not have to do, yo. She didn't have to email that man. The email shouldn't even be on YouTube. But since it is, we're going to read it. That was a personal correspondence.
Yep.
He's so arrogant. He commentary on the thing and leave it up for us to read. We already know he has no reading comprehension. We already figured that out.
But you know the saying goes, right? Every pseudo dies at their own source.
Every pseudo always dies at their source.
I ain't seen one who haven't yet.
Not one.
They go black line. Look, if you did that in the hood, you would end up face down in a pile of garbage. Shit, man, whatever, man. You say, hey, crazy.
No, in the hood.
We not in the hood, yo. We on YouTube reading a scholar professor.
Doing a PhD commentary, and now we're in the hood shooting, getting face down. Now, how do we digest this position?
I don't know, black line. I don't know.
The Mentor Stellar, your reading could fly. But it also might not be in context. The text is talking about the importance of respecting and looking after people. The term people are of the same skin could, therefore, if we take the interpretation of Paul, Janice Wilkins, Diane, all the sources, it meant something like we are cut from the same cloth. That's another recant. Here go recant.
How is that a recant? Here get recant number 3. So that's another recant, right? How is that a recant?
That's a refutation, Smash. What she's actually saying is that your analysis of this text may be contextually incorrect. For in this instance, it was referring more to being cut from the same cloth, meaning they share the same values, customs, traditions, and they uphold the same nationality.
Man.
Continue.
He says here's another recant. So he had 3. Third
Number 3. I'm not sure that I said Egyptians did not describe the name. What a match described it. 3. All the sources.
Blah, blah, blah.
It meant something like we are cut from the same cloth. That's another recant.
That's
Go
so
recant
saying.
number 3. I'm not sure that I said Egyptians did not describe the Nehesi as black. Correct me if I'm wrong. Up till now, she's agreeing that the Egypt. See, this is what a magi archer do.
Oh God. Let's Sosa in the back. That's funny. Did he beat on his chest like a gorilla? This is what a magi archer do. Oh. Get up out of here. That was wild.
Beating on your chest, claiming to be the best, but Black Egypt, man, you truly ever.
What's going on, Sosa? We in the thick of it. We recognize that the brain can't do 2 things at one time. So we read the email without nobody, and we just read it.
Yeah.
And then we let Smash say these are all recanting points right here. Crazy, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the Terrance Howard thing. You know, Terrance Howard at least sat down and actually accepted the critique. Now, whether he go along with the critique, but he actually, sat down and because dude gave him some harsh words and he took it on the chin. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like she was trying to do the same with him. Like, you know what I mean? She engaged with him. Yeah. So it's not for you to take as a personal attack. She's, she's giving you a critique of your work, and that's what you want. You want a review from an expert. So that's so now analyze what she says and then go back to the drawing board. It's not supposed to be, this ego arrogant. It's not a battle rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's an intellectual conversation, intellectual engagement. You feel me?
This is Orwellian speech. So now refutations have become recants. How do you do? Sosa, please, you're the one. How do you get from a refutation, point for point refutation of your claim from different angles, 10 points? How does that become 10 ways to recant? How do you do that? How?
So this is what's going on. Here you go. Look, LaRon Williams. Look, she is asking a layman for correction. Y'all missed that. No, you made that up.
No. She said, I thought I didn't say that. Correct me if I did. Like, if I did say that, then I'll retract what I said. But I didn't. But I don't think that I said that. Now, you know what I'm saying? That means show that I actually said that. That's what she's saying. It's not a correction.
That's what that means.
Here we go.
This is what an archer do. We take your best and put them in a pretzel, toss it in the air, and shoot it before it hit the ground. And while it's in the air, I'm gonna say, I'm hitting the left sock kernel. And somebody say, don't hit the left sock kernel. That's too easy. Hit that little piece of butter right there. And I said, arrows up.
Y'all actually think you're in a movie, yo.
Tell you the man does
doesn't really take it serious.
Practice shooting arrow.
I don't think he's actually taking it serious. This is what that is. Here we go. Hold on.
Y'all know she's not gonna recant again. So she wasn't sure right here. My reading could fly right here. This is Garfield's people. I'm absolutely right here. Let's go to number 4. With regards to the epithet black, I did not deny that. It's a wrap.
Echoing.
So
is that going?
Not to me.
Oh, okay. Hold on. All right, let me see if y'all can still hear it.
If you want to know why the video ain't up, that's why it ain't up.
Yeah.
Y'all can hear that. If you want to know why the video ain't, that's why it's up. Really?
She refused you with 10 points, which you do not understand, and you're assuming that she's recanting. Now I'm seeing what you're doing. You're cherry picking words and phrases out of the whole paragraph to then make the claim that she's recanting, which is completely ludicrous and idiotic within itself. Then you're saying that is why the video is down. There is no correlation because everything she's doing there is spanking you, boy.
All right, here we go.
I'm gonna copy and paste it. These suckers talking about ag smash just so they can find out. If I put this work that I got on any of your Egyptologists, besides the ones that agree with me, all of your videos will come down. You don't know that? They don't want to look stupid. Listen to what she said in the request to take the vid down. Look. Look at this. Look at this, y'all, with your own eyes. You have read the sources deeply. I can see that. There are a lot of ways of reading ancient Egyptian texts. Please remove anything you have about me on YouTube. I understand that this is a charged matter and I would much prefer to privately dialogue. The dialogue with you privately. Yeah, well, I'm cool. I don't want to dialogue privately. I'm the rap guy. I don't need to do that. I will acknowledge that, yeah. But that's embarrassment. That's what that is. That's holy shit. You got me. Can you take that down?
You know, me,
I mean, delusional, yo.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Y'all heard him say that, right?
He's lying on the cliff. He's scaring God.
Y'all can hear the video, right? Y'all can hear her talk about. Y'all can hear him read that, right? Huh?
That's crazy. I heard everything. That's just crazy, ludicrous. She clearly indicates to you that she doesn't want to have this conversation in public. It is way too heated. The direction you're going in is not positive. Let's have this conversation offline. Obviously, she knew you wouldn't want to have the dialogue, but she's just giving you a way out. She's done. You're done? Okay, good.
No, but it shows that he did not want to have. That's not really what he wants. He's not interested in engagement with anybody that has more expertise in it. Because she's actually giving him a line to say, hey, if you want to further have this conversation in private, we can do that. So that's a invitation to engage with her now. Now you can reach out to her. Now you can bring her on your show. Hey, I've looked over some things. What do you think about this? How do you? See what I'm saying? But he just said, nah. I ain't trying to hear that. I already got my mind made up. I know more, so I'm gonna stay where I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy. She wanted down because he refuted all the points, according to him. That's come on, man. This is the game he's been playing this whole last 3 months, 4 months. It's been this game right here, yo. Lie, deceit, whatever. Unhonorable in the conversation. This is what we up against. We reading it and he's saying something else. This is the craziest thing else. It's the craziest I never knew that man was like that. Now I know. Now I get it. Yeah, you can't be friends with a person like that, yo.
That is
take advantage.
That is a degree of childishness, immaturity, and plain out scammery that goes beyond any ability as a human being. Let's be honest.
Man, I didn't care.
Yeah, after he did that, that's when I was like, you know what, it wouldn't be a good idea to have him. Because remember, we was talking about getting everybody in the room,
right,
and just actually having a conversation outside of YouTube space, just a regular conversation with the experts, let them ask questions. You feel me? Because we was like trying to really just be on some like, you know what, let's just get everybody in the room on some peaceful stuff. We ain't bagging. We might air on YouTube or we might not. But we was gonna bring Smash in, song. Who's up with him? After this, we was like, nah, we can't have Smashing it because he already, you know what I'm saying? He did what he did. So
he did what he did. Yeah, y'all did it on purpose.
It's I think he doesn't have the mental maturity to actually engage. Like, even if you're gonna scam with the letter, is this the poor example you're gonna do of it? I mean, don't you understand that you're gonna be caught out? So I am actually thinking he has a mental deficiency that he really sincerely has comprehension issues. I'm gonna stay on that. Like Smash can't read. There is no way you're gonna read what is in that text. Point for point, you're being refuted, and in the most humblest of ways. When the lady says, seems like, she's just giving you the room for the benefit of the doubt, and then she subsequently makes her position hard with data and supports it with sources why this conclusion is reached. And you call that a recanting. There is something mentally ill, bro. That
Nah,
at
he
this point,
knows that's not what's happening, bro. Like, he understands that. That's why he's upset. He knows what's happening. That's why he's angry. If he actually thought that she was recanting, he would be celebrated. Like, he's pissed off, bro.
Yeah, yo.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's saying great things about and recanting, you like, yeah, I want to have her on. I'm beating her up. Nah, he's saying, no, I'm done with you. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So he knows. He's just acting like he don't understand. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, that's a great point.
He's well aware.
That's a great point.
then he's a scam, straight lying on the cliff. Scam, straight lying on the cliff. He's a scam god, straight lying on the cliff, trying to fake us out with meta tricks.
Boy,
Well,
you
it's
funny.
off. Everything he is so off, losing his mind, looking soft.
What's going on, Wu Jai? What it do, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, peace to the panel.
Yeah, I don't know how much you heard that we was reading it.
What's good, Wu?
How you doing,
What's
bro?
going on? Yeah, I was listening, but I couldn't see anything. But I was listening on my phone, and so I heard enough. I didn't have to see it, but I heard enough. And I do want to make a comment. That's why I came on.
All right, go ahead, bro.
And I think you all are in agreement because you all are pretty much saying the same thing. But I say that it's very, very important to emphasize that kind of behavior, and it goes for anybody, that kind of behavior is very dangerous to the growth of knowledge, because it's a turnoff to the profession or the discipline to act and behave that way, and people are not going to have access to this free flow of this growth of information like we should, because people are messing it up. And like the street version of that would be, everybody who grew up in the city or whatever would know the phrase of a certain person making the block hot. So if you do something that you know is off kilter, then you're gonna bring heat to it, and then it's not gonna be as good as it was if you didn't do that. You know, that's basically what the street saying is, stop making it hot. Stop making it hot. Like we're not supposed to play in this private playground, but they give us a pass as long as we don't dirty it up, we don't leave food and garbage around. But then you got that one friend that come and leave and mess things up and leave garbage and stuff. Next time you go to try to play there, now all of a sudden the rules are being enforced. So these scholars are that's their profession. Like, some people do this stuff not as a paid professional way of life, and these people are professional. They're not only scholars, but they're professional. They're actually getting paid to do whatever it is they do. So that was one thing. Then a second thing, and that's it, is that I think that if anybody interviews other scholars, I think more time should be put into what the scholar actually does and what they focus on. And I think people should actually be familiar with the scholar before interviewing them. So, for example, with Dr. Dyson, her expertise and specialty is in the basically kind of frontier of where Egyptology is now among younger scholars, which is trying to recover the realities behind the figurative expressions within the Egyptian text. So she deals a lot with metaphor. So she's like similar to Orly Goldwasser and all of her work. So if people
And she
don't
teaches the
read,
language. She
Yeah,
teaches
she
language
teaches.
also.
Yeah, yeah.
She
She
teaches the
translates
language.
text. Yeah, and
She teaches the
translates
language
text.
to like students and shit like that. Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She yeah, you have to in order to do what she's actually focused on. So, but what I'm saying is that if people are not familiar with that's her focus, then that's the bigger container context of where she's at. And so if people hear her talk, or if people read her work, like I doubt if anybody who watched these videos have ever read anything that she's produced. And if they did, they would know that she's a person who understands like what Egyptian dictionaries really are. And she explains how the dictionaries are very limited, how they don't they don't have the metaphoric extension meanings, and how meaning is derived and stuff like that. Same things that we say, she says it in terms of the meanings, people abusing these dictionaries and stuff. But if you don't read her work, you wouldn't know that that's her position, and that's how she is adding to the body of knowledge by diving in and explaining the metaphoric meanings of these different terms that you don't find in dictionaries. And so she's part of a project where they're trying to expand and put a multi-layer expansion on the corpus and the lexical entries within these dictionaries, especially the digital ones. And so if people don't, know all of that, then they're going to be like, well, what does this word mean? Well, I can't find it in TLA. See, that's not going to work with somebody like her.
Yeah, it ain't
at
gonna
all.
work. Ain't gonna work.
At all. And then not only work, but it's just going to bump heads with any conversation with her as well. So
Reddy says, yeah, like how y'all refuse to see the metaphoric usage of black cat. Reddy's a wild boy.
I know he's a wild
Your
boy.
man Reddy's wild.
no, but see, even with statements like that, that's how people who've been dealing with this stuff for 30 years. It's just really Johnny come latelys, even in conversations like this, because everybody and their mother knows that there's a long-standing metaphor among all cultures that humans are like animals. That there's a metaphor of humans equal animals, and then a metonymic metaphor extension of it that humans are animals - victims. And so that's a running metaphor. Everybody knows that. So it's not something that somebody don't accept or anything like that. These are things that if anybody who's actually studied would just know, like at the beginnings of their studies. These are things that you could recite in your sleep that seems odd when people make a big deal out of it. It's like something that we always do, but yet somebody from the outside come late and make a big deal out of it. You look at them strange. Like using StreamYard. Like for example, you use StreamYard. You've been using StreamYard for a good minute, right? So suppose I came and then I'll come on the platform and I'm making a big deal, like, whoa, man, StreamYard, yo, what's up? This is banging. This is you would look at me like, man, you late. Like, what? You late. So that's what it feels like. And so it feels like to these other people. And people got to understand these things, that, the so-called black
Reggie maybe translates into Johnny come lately.
But I'm saying,
hit that link, Reggie. Get on the panel, Reggie. Stop running, Reggie. Get up there and have a conversation.
It's just I don't know. I lost what I was gonna say. But anyway, I just want to make that comment about these scholars, though. I don't think people know the value or who they have in front of them or have access to in terms of the people that are watching these things. And that's what it's about, because otherwise nobody would broadcast. You would just have a one-on-one conversation with the scholar. The whole point is to provide it for content to everybody else. So I think it has to be done better.
So this is the lady he claims he refuted teaching. She says, I teach Egyptian language, Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and Late Egyptian, and script, hieroglyphics and hieratic, Egyptian history and culture, literature, language, history, medicine, magic, and religion. Say that's why when she was making reference to magic and medicine, because this is what she do. It say have also directed digital literacy projects with and for students teaching corpus analysis strategies, developing digital content for an Egyptian context database, and annotating metaphors in Egyptian text. So she's actually pushing projects on the things that we be using. Is what she's doing. We had a whole conversation with the lady. Let me finish.
And she's doing a journal entry on colors, the meanings of the different colors in Egyptian language, stuff like that. So she was in the process of doing that.
She actually did a presentation on that, or a lot of presentation on that already.
Yeah,
I just want to reiterate the point that she actually dissects the meaning of the words as part of her study. The thing that Smack says she can't do.
No, right. But what I'm saying is that I'm just pushing. That's great, but like me, I'm encouraging people to actually read something that she actually produced and not just read her biography, because she'll say what she does, but I feel that more people should actually see her in action by reading what she does. Like when she says annotating metaphors in Egyptian text, she gives examples, and some of these examples are pertinent to a lot of these discussions people have. Like,
absolutely,
what does red mean in this, and what does black mean, and what do these different colors mean? Like, that's her focus. Her most recent focus is on the semantic.
That's her favorite color. That's
trajectory. Yeah, trajectory of these terms. But if people read, all I'm saying is if people will read it and be familiar with it, the more people say it, the better. Because, I'm hearing things that have been repeated, but not enough people are repeating it and saying it.
So research students, look, supervision. It said I supervise topics in the following areas: Egyptian language, text, including linguistic topics. See, lexical semantics, discourse analysis, and manuscript studies. Cognitive approaches to ancient Egyptian sources, metaphor, emotions, studies. Look, semantics, embodied, and look, distributed cognition. It say Egyptian literature and literary theory, Egyptian medicine, magic, and religion, Egyptian history and historiography. What are we talking about here, yo? And then we can just act like, what the hell? That's crazy to me. And see, that's disrespect of expertise. And that's the point I've been making the whole daggone time. In this community, we disrespect expertise. I mean, to the level unfathomable. We can't even learn. We can't even watch the lady do a great critique without her getting bashed out. You know what I'm saying? Me and Sosa had a good conversation with the lady. We're going to get her work. She said she enjoys talking about Egyptian colors. I mean, wouldn't you want somebody like that working on that project? So we get a serious range on what they're talking about anyway, and then bring it back to the community. Is that not important? What's up, Reggie?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, brother?
All right.
What's on your mind?
I actually like the scholar. I've actually read her work, and I actually use one of the quotes, the metaphors that she actually uses. My problem with the models is that when I introduce the concept of Kemet, meaning the black cattle, and its metaphorical relationship to black people, that seemed to be problematic. And I am no Johnny come lately. There's no, I don't know what scholar that knows me would say that I am a Johnny come lately. So I am not.
Why does it become problematic?
Say what?
Why does it become problematic?
What? Cattle and humans?
No.
Metaphorical relationship between cattle and humans? I
No.
mean, that shouldn't be problematic.
That's what you said initially became a problem. What became a problem? Let's repeat that sentence that you said.
Yeah. Well, I can't repeat it word for word, but
cattle and black people.
Yeah. So the metaphorical relationship between black cattle and black people, right? or the metaphorical relationship between cattle and people. That's easy. I don't think that anybody would have problems with that. I think the problems is when you say black cattle and a sacred or divine black cattle or sacred black cattle, or that's a better word, and sacred black people. That is a problem. And so that's the basis of my work.
Reggie, why is it a problem?
It has been a problem on this. It's been laughed at. It's been. I can probably go back and find videos where Ankh is saying, "Oh, black people in the black bull," stuff like that. That's not nothing to laugh at because
what ain't nothing to laugh at? What?
It's very simple. Why is it a problem?
Let him finish talking. Let him finish. No. Don't cut nobody off.
It's not a problem. First of all, it's really not a problem for people who study the culture. It's a problem for the people who don't study the culture. You have to understand that the way that these people thought was in the observation of nature, and one of the key animals that they observed was the cattle. These are cattle culture people, right? And so their ideas, many of the ideas and things is like, why is there incest in or why do kings marry their sisters or stepsisters? Why? Because in their world they observed cattle, and they didn't see anything. They didn't see anything wrong. They didn't have the.
Are you serious right now, Reggie?
Like, source up on that, Reggie. Source up on that. Source up on that, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe
No,
I was too vague in what I was asking. I was asking.
No. I like that. No, I like that. Said, let him source up on that. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's all, a lot of their ideas come and mistakes come from observing the what they feel is the natural world without all the methods that we do with science. So
No, but I'm saying, like, where did you get that that's how the cattle made them start?
Yeah, just only because of their relationship with observation of cattle. The king is the bull, right?
No, I'm saying, is that your interpretation, or is this is understood in Egyptology? That's what I'm asking right now.
No, it's generally that part is generally my interpretation.
Right, that's all I was saying.
But then you laugh. But then if you see,
no, we're not laughing. We just appreciate your honesty and out for.
Right, that's all.
So
I mean,
yeah, we get it. It's just shit.
I was asking if you had an honest comprehension of the arguments against that the position or that hypothesis that you presented, right?
Which
and there was one
would humans or the cattle of the gods, right? Humans are the cattle of the gods.
The divine black cattle is representative of black people.
Yeah. So, well, you know, in my paper, in my talks, right, I look at the grammatical comparison between Kemet, the cattle herd, and Kemet, the people herd. So I think that you know. The situation is that the people favored or had a black reality with this particular majestic bull and cattle. And
okay, define black reality, Reggie.
Yeah.
Define black reality. These people had a black reality. I do not know what that means.
Okay. So, so which part do you have a problem with? Obviously, the black, not the reality.
When you said two words, black reality, I do not know what that means contextually.
Okay,
what does that mean?
Yeah, so that's really simple. Have have you looked at the term and its usage? Have you looked at the term and its usage in scholarship? You would have a problem if you haven't read anything on it.
So explain it, Reggie.
So Reggie, when we're engaging in honest scholarship, when I pose the question, explain what you mean, it is to contextualize what you're actually saying. So I can understand what a black reality might mean post slavery, right? Post transatlantic trade, but I would not know what a black reality would mean in context of the ancient Egyptian culture. So I would ask you to expound on that point because it's not clear to me what you mean.
Let's explain it, right?
Okay, so yeah, I'm working on it. So let me see if I can pull up a
Oh,
source.
no. I got a video I want to play. No. Go find what you got to find. And I don't want to waste Wuja being on here. You got two people to read the meta on here, right? And I'm going to play this, and I want both of y'all opinion on this black bull thing, right?
Wait, can I say something first?
Yes, you can. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I was muted because I know how it feels. I don't like it when I got to go through 3 people before it's back around my turn. So that's why I was muted the whole time. But let me just say this. I want to say this. I think for this conversation, any conversation around this, I think people really need to understand what figurative expressions are in general, because that's an umbrella category, and then specifically metaphor. And within metaphors, there has to be a nexus that connects the two sides of the metaphor. And so, and I say that because, like, for example, the king is a bull as a metaphor. And so we know kings are literally not metaphor. So whenever you say figurative, we already disconnecting it from anything literal. So what are the nexus associations that are being portrayed when the metaphor is established as king equals bull? So now you have the context and so on and so forth that's going to give you clues to that nexus. So the king is a bull in the semantic sense of the strength and virility of such an animal, not its color or anything like that. Whether it's black, red, white, or anything is irrelevant. It's just the strength. So we say "ha naked," which means like a strong bull, the strong bull, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one thing. Even if we go with herd or cattle, how people equal cattle, whether somebody thinks them divine or undivine is just adding another attribute on there. But let's just stick with cattle. People equaling cattle. So what is the nexus that's causing that equation to exist? So we know cattle is property. And so the king as owner, as the ultimate lord, which is Neb, which is an owner or possessor, is responsible for everyone. And the king being the son of Ra and the caretaker of Ra's herd or Ra's cattle or Ra's property. So it's not dealing with, now if you want to attach the black divine herd or whether they're undivine or red, yellow, any other color, is extra other stuff. But the nexus of the metaphor needs to be sought after. And so I'm saying I think more people need to really understand how metaphors work and how other kinds of figurative expressions, the other different types of tropes that are used within the context. So these things
all
can
right,
be.
You gotta stop right there, Wuja.
Okay, but I'm saying, do y'all get what I'm saying?
No, you did a great job right there. That's a great job. Great job. Reggie, you want to say something real quick before I play the video?
Oh yeah, sure.
Reggie can't say nothing quick, huh?
Yeah. Hey, no. Hey, look, I'm letting y'all know right now. We're not doing the ultimate teaching show, right? You got to be concise. Get your point out real quick. We clearly understand what Wuja said. Did a great job. Well, I want to clearly understand what you're saying before we introduce this expert into the conversation. Go ahead, Reggie. What you want to say to that?
Sure. So again, cattle culture. So the Apis bull or the het bull or Hepu bull or the Hepiank is really well known, right? It seems to have been with the people from their beginnings in one context or another as it grew over time period. So the Apis bull, the Hepu bull, is connected to kingship. right? And that I think that is pretty much attested. The Hep bull is also the Neb of the Kemet. He's the Lord of the Kemet, right? So there is a relationship between the bull and the black cattle, right? And so again, when I talk about those relationships, you have a similar relationship with the king, and he is the Lord of the Kemet when that word becomes usage. So I'll stop because there are these connections, right? Now these are symbolic, right? Metaphorical, right? It's just ideas. But what we have is we have the writing that verifies it. So I think I made my point. You can agree or disagree, but I think I made my point.
Yeah. So we heard that. Let's play this expert real quick. And going to talk about the bull. Funny. Watch this. No, I just want to get this because I'm tired of arguing. Friendships is falling apart. You said this Kemet debate will break up friendships. I heard you say it. You was like, man, it get ugly.
Kemet debates should not break up friendships. But again, it's interesting that, it's always, I think, worth asking if discussions are becoming heated, why are they becoming heated? What's at stake here? And just being cognizant of that. And then, because usually what's at stake is not an ancient piece of evidence. It's larger kind of contemporary issues that are then informing our evaluation of the ancient evidence. So to be cognizant of those as well.
Oh, you said that right. You said that right. Can I put this up, Garfield? We got
All
that.
right. Let me X myself out.
So we got that clear. We got that clear. We good. No more arguing over that.
Hey, okay. By the way, as a side note, could Kemet actually mean Jamaicans? I just want to know. So.
Unprofessional.
Okay, I know you
crazy.
Right. Good dude. We having fun. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it. This is you talking. Okay, here we go.
It's really interesting because you have so the interplay of art and text is something that obviously the Medu-Netur not only allows but encourages. So in a way, you could even think of these four cattle as being the classifiers of the words. But it's really cool here because we have it's like they're collecting all these, like literally a rainbow of cattle. So the bottom one is the black cattle, the one above it is the red cattle, the one above it is the white cattle, and then the one above it is sob. That means kind of multi pattern. Yeah.
Continue.
No, I mean it's just a really interesting example because and again, what I would say is going on here, because this is in the Temple of Ramses III. And so basically what he's trying to do, what it's in his interest of doing, is to show control, because he's the one that's holding the leashes of all of these cattle, that he's kind of, in control of all the different ethnicities or breeds of cattle, just as he is in control of all the different peoples that might live in the world.
Okay. All right. Got that. Was he trying to, were you trying to say that those cattle is equivalent to people?
Not directly, certainly not. Basically, I was trying to make a point on authoritarian control and kind of patriarchal systems of power. And what they often do is they want to, and we see this in terms of especially empires, where you want to kind of collect different things of diverse origins and kind of put your stamp on it to show your power. And so basically what I was saying is that what Ramses is probably doing here is he's saying, like, look, I am in control of all these different breeds of cattle. So some cattle that are multicolored, some cattle that are white, some cattle that are red, and some cattle that are black. And that this is comparable, not directly equivalent with, but comparable with examples of, for example, the pharaoh smiting people, and these people are kind of represent many different cultures, many different ethnicities. So I was kind of not saying that there was a direct one-to-one comparison here, but just that this is another feature of authoritarian control, where again, what you try to do is you try to first enumerate and describe the world so that then you can collect and control it.
I thought so. I thought I understood it like that, but it was the only way I could find out was to actually ask you, because there was some confusion in that, and I'm not sure it was on purpose, but it was definitely some confusion in that, and that actually helps me understand that more. So
confusion was probably my fault. I probably didn't. I heard it in my voice. I got too excited, and I probably skipped over some things.
He's a funny guy. He be having fun. So okay, what do y'all think about that? I only heard a couple people actually say it like that. I believe that was a Saw, and that was Wuja, and Reggie went a whole different direction, and Smash went a whole different direction. So what's the issue here? I thought he made sense in what he was saying. Smash thought it was different ethnic groups of people. He did all that, which was wild to me. I could play the video. You think it to be the color of the bull when it's multicolored bulls there. So Reggie, you kind of leaned on the wrong side right there, bro. Like being as though all of them wasn't black bulls, we wouldn't know, right? You have to read the glyphs because it looks like they all one color, but it's actually not. It must be faded or something like that. So what's the issue? I'm gonna let Wuja go first because you just went. And you wanna say something, Sosa?
No, I'm gonna let them chime in. Reggie and Wuja.
Go ahead, Wuja. What do you think about that critique right there? Go ahead.
Yeah, I spoke on this before. That my familiarity with that specific ritual kind of puts me in a more informed position on what I'm looking at when I see that. So it's the driving the four cattle's ritual, which is part of the Heb-Sed festival that a king performs. And those four cows are used to represent the four cardinal points in which the king's dominion is supposed to represent. And so in Mr. Winterman's statement, he's absolutely correct when he talks about authoritative control, because that's what the ritual is about. In the larger scale of the whole festival, the king is proving that he is still worthy to rule. And then you have several rituals within those festivals that, certain aspects of that power is shown and displayed. So you have the dragging of the merit chest, you have the driving of the four cattle, and so on. So those colors represent cardinal points. And so you have the multicolored Saab, you have the hedge, which is white, the Desher red, Chem black, and they're assigned to different cardinal points around the conceptualization of the world by the Egyptians. And so that's what they represent. They don't represent people, definitely not literally, but they don't represent people per se. I'll just give you a quick example and then I'll mute. Like the recent thing I covered in the Tomb of Ramses III, in the Book of Gates, the Fifth Hour, people refer to as the so-called Table of Nations or the Four Races of Man. And these other, outside of the Egyptians themselves, the other three represent the other three cardinal points, those to the east, those to the south, and those to the west. And they give this generic aspect for those different cardinal points and all the people that are from those different directions. So these are running themes within the culture. So now it doesn't have anything to do with skin color or none of that stuff.
Reggie?
Okay, so the first thing I would do is I think
was the guy right or wrong though? Was the expert right or wrong?
No, he has some points. I don't. It's not a right or wrong. He's an expert. But but me knowing what he's talking about is what he would have done was, or could have done, was cite the work in which the work comes from, where we can get the best meaning from it. And the work is by Egberts, and it's in Quest of Meaning, a study of ancient Egyptian rites of consecrating the merit chest and driving the calves. And in that work, they talk about the merit chest as being the 4 cardinal points, right? And the 4 calves, that ritual is separate. Now, because you're dealing with the merit chest and driving the calves, you can take concepts from both and drive it, because you probably got 4 corners of the chest. But if we actually look at the work, we see that the driving of the calves, ultimately they are all slaughtered and eaten, right? What's funny? Is there something funny? Who's laughing?
You hearing things, bro? Like ain't nobody even said that.
Yeah, you delusional, yo.
You're the only one talking.
Pop out of nowhere. Who's funny?
I give you a source of the work that wasn't cited.
Reggie, you're the only
hold
one
on, Reggie. Don't run away from the
I said 4 cardinal points.
Reggie, what are you ignoring it?
It's associated.
Reggie, you said what's funny.
No, yeah. What's funny?
You funny because we was all on mute, quiet.
Nobody's talking, bro. Just you.
You beat yourself up. You
weren't all. Okay, so
I was looking at this. I know I was looking at this.
Sophie's line was open. Uja's closed. Cedric is closed, right?
Yeah, but I'm just moving stuff around, bro. I'm not even talking. I'm not even.
So let's pass that.
Delusional.
Okay, don't make that the subject. The subject is.
But you run out of time. You're supposed to get it in.
No, because you stopped me with this BS.
I did.
Right?
You stopped yourself.
Huh?
You stopped yourself. What's funny? You stopped yourself.
Well,
Hit yourself in the eye. You did like this.
Okay, so the reality is you never. The only person who might have read the source is Uja. None of the rest of you have read the source.
So what? We went and got an expert that read it. Now what? Now?
No, he didn't say that he didn't cite it when he
read the whole. He
said
read
it
it.
to you novices.
He read it, man.
When he said it to you novices, it was just too far for you to get to. He didn't even tell you what the source was. I know the source, and Uja obviously knows some of the source, right? And then I have to work in front of me. I don't disagree. I said I don't disagree with some of the things that he said.
What you disagree with? What part?
I said I don't disagree with most of what he said.
No, what you said most. What part do you disagree with? Right?
The concept that I would just disagree with the authoritative connotation that he is saying. It's a ritual it's a ritual that came before a number of kings. So it's something that they followed, right?
Did you hear what Uja said?
Say what? Why you?
Because he made sense. He says a ritual deal with, like, come on.
No. Well, stop gabbling. Show me the source. You don't know what you're talking about. You haven't even read it, right? You are incompetent when it comes to the subject.
Okay, but Wuja also read it, and he concurred. In the authoritarian position of showing control. So
right, I'm saying a nuance that this is not one king. This is what they followed, and it has a lot to do with cattle culture, right? So I would the only thing that I would disagree with, because he said not directly, he said metaphorically. I don't have a problem with any of that. My slightest problem, since you asked, was the way he said authoritative. Authoritative. I think, well, being a king, yes, that's authoritative. And it's a ritual of the people. So it's a collective concept. So that I would say that would be my disagreement. But again, it goes back to cattle culture. And two, you, God Killer, have not read the source. Sosa has not read the source. Cedric, and definitely Uja was familiar with the source. So you wouldn't know what to say when he's saying it, but all you can just do is eat a cracker and listen, because you don't have the source.
Nah, the race comes into play. Come on, bro. Why are we doing that, Rich?
Yeah.
Reggie, so you trying to say that 100
I just want to get your input on.
100,000 100 million white people got to read the source, and 35 million black people got to read the source. That's not how you got to do it in America, though. Yo, everybody ain't gonna learn the ancient dead language just to read the source. That's why you got experts that critique and give it, put it together so we can read it, right? So what do you, Reggie? So you saying I can't comprehend what the man is saying?
No,
Because I can't read it. So you saying I gotta just trust? What are you trying? So I'm saying an electron goddamn microscope, yo. I ain't used one of them. So you saying I can't read up on evolution? I got to use an electron microscope.
No,
Your logic is fine right there. Yo, you got to know how to use an electron microscope so you can see it to know the evolution.
And the context though was to make clear the point that he was making when he spoke to Smash. So that's the relevance of the conversation. He made a statement of Smash and he cleared up a conversation that he previously had. The context of it. That's all he did.
Right. That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Just,
So the point let's say this, Reggie. You know what is so funny? When you came on and you made the claim that the Egyptians call themselves black because Pepe the Black, and I actually told you that was a logical fallacy. You cannot make that claim because that term is used all around the world, so it doesn't necessarily denote phenotype. And you remember what the scholar told you live on the air, that's a flawed reasoning point. So now to come on there,
scholar told me live on the air. What scholar told me live on the air?
Expert said.
What scholar told me live on the air?
Karakuni told you that.
Karakuni, did you hear the conversation with me and Karakuni? No.
You asked me. You asked me which scholar.
No, Cedric, you didn't hear the conversation because I never posted it.
No, Reggie.
Don't let him get to the argument. Don't let him bait into the argument. Don't let him bait into the argument.
Hold on, Cedric. You lied to the people because I never posted it.
You're not going to do the hostile escape.
I know. You never heard it. Just admit you never heard the conversation.
Just heard an expert explain the metaphoric connection that
exists. Let's go back to Karakuni.
Between the cattle.
An expert told me live. You never heard it because I never posted it.
Reggie.
Lied to the people.
Reggie, were you never on a panel with experts?
No, I never went on Garfield and Unc show because of the politics.
What politics would that be?
Because I work with Sinetta. Because I work with Sinetta. That's his rule.
That's his rule.
And I'm friends with Garfield.
So that's a fake ass rule because it don't never work in the other direction. It
got nothing to do with Cedric just lying to the people.
Yeah, it don't. I just want to let you know the fakeness of the rule.
I'm lying to the people. Reggie.
Fake rule. I just want to emphasize on the fake rule. It going one goddamn direction. Okay. It don't go in that direction. It going one. Now I ain't gonna put you in the pickle. Let me stop.
I'm sure.
That's okay.
I'm gonna get off.
So you have an expert that just agreed with Wu Jiao that is in opposition to the position you're taking, and your only defense is we haven't read the material.
No, that's not my only defense. My only defense is first, you lied to the people about something. 2, you never read the work, right? 3, this is just not your
number 2,
react and respond.
Is that the most you can do as a rebuttal to the position?
You are ignorant of the field.
Reggie, let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Break it down. Y'all trying to
what is your?
Wu will elaborate more on the set show. I'm sure. I'm definitely interested in the connection that the Egyptians drew. Thought incest was a reason through watching the Black Bull. Like that was very, very interesting.
Watching
a little wild. Yeah, a little wild.
Yeah,
I figured they were people because they were people. They were human long before they were Egyptians. So they would have had a concept like those taboos would have existed culturally amongst particular individual. So I don't think cattle would have been any influence on
clan
why they thought
exogeny.
that they
It's
would
called
have.
clan exogeny. And
The
Diop
bull is
talked
you.
about, Dr.
The
Diop
bull is
talked about clan exogeny, and that's something that they figured out later, right? That's not something that they figured out in the early annals of the people. They figured out that clan A does not interact with clan B, but clan C. And so Diop laid that out in, I think, African Origin of Civilization, right? But that they get to that, right? They actually get to that.
Yeah, I think those taboos existed long before.
Yeah, well, okay, so you have to show. I think in the culture,
the cattle wasn't behaving naturally. Humans, they dictated their reproduction, how they were under full domestication. So the human wasn't observing the cattle, the human was actually dictating the cattle's behavior. So I don't understand how that argument
because
flows.
you don't understand the culture.
But he already said that's his theory. That's not even.
They were correlating their relationship with the cattle. You have bullfights. You have the early bull pallets, the Libyan pallet, right, where the king becomes the bull and it charges through a town or a city, right? And so you have the Normer pallet, right?
I get that, Reggie.
The bull.
But
So,
to make a leap from there to say that that's why they did it, I think you need more evidence.
What I just qualified, and you qualified me. I said that a lot of their thinking, wrong or right, comes from their relationship with the cattle, and so I said that they didn't have the scientific methods, and so they made some mistakes, and they had some successes. So what's the point?
I say you already said it was your concept, so I'm not.
So I'm arguing because when they had that last conversation with Dr. Winneman, right? They brought up concepts of my work. He said that Kemet means the cows, right? It means female cows. Female black cows. It doesn't mean Kemet doesn't mean a herd. He said things like that, which I'll make a video on. I mean, where is it in what dictionary and what text does it say that that Kemet means just female cows?
I don't think he explained it like that. I remember that glyph. He explained it in terms of in reference to cattle, because you can't, you don't have a herd of bulls because they're male. And he talked about how, if they were cattle, that they would be most probably female. So he would interpret it that way. You know what I'm saying, which you can interpret the other way, but that was the basis for his explanation as why he interpreted the cattle as being female and saying that represents.
Did he give a textual? Did he give a textual illustration?
I'm just giving you his explanation.
I heard that. I appreciate that. I heard it too.
Right.
I heard it too. I appreciate that, but I think that most people.
I'll let Wuja evaluate that, and I'll let him weigh in on that in the session. I'll watch the session. See.
Okay, so that's funny because 1 minute Wu Jiao is your friend, and the next minute you're calling him all type of names. So
we bang out. We bang out. I don't call Wu Jiao any kind of names. So.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I don't call Wu Jiao any type of names.
Come on.
So, yeah.
Come on. So 1 minute.
I've never called Wu Jiao any kind of name.
And the next minute, you want to call him pseudo, right? So just like me, 1 minute. Well, you never want to hear what I have to say. I'm just asserting.
I don't ever call Wu Jiao pseudo. I just may disagree with something. I've never called him pseudo.
You don't have enough information to disagree with Wu Jiao.
I mean, I can disagree, but either way, Reggie, I ain't gonna argue with that, bro. We move forward, bro. I'm just saying, you just painted me a particular way. That's not.
The whole thing is competence. You're not competent enough to ask experts questions or even to understand.
Dang! I heard that, Reggie. You got it in, bro. You got me. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that in, and I'm gonna sit my black butt down, and I'm gonna just watch. I gave you the work
right?
Yeah, you tell me it's your own theory, right? That's good enough for me, bro.
No,
Once you
no,
tell me
I
you
gave
came
you
up
the
with it,
work on driving the cabs. I
I
gave
get
you
it.
I gave you the work. If you want me to, I'll give you the author's name, or I even pull it up. But you don't want me to lecture. I'm just trying to
No,
say
no,
that
no.
when Dr. Winneman, right, and he says a lot of good things and some things I just disagree with, and I can show and I will show why I disagree with it, right? I will say that and when he said Kemet means female calves, and then he says Kemet, and
He
he
didn't
doesn't.
say he was referring to particular. Like I think you got to explain the glyph. He wasn't just. He was talking about a particular glyph, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
why you
was
stumbling and bumbling? It was
about
Kemet.
what
That word was Kemet with the
the word.
classifier.
With the three strokes, with the three stroke underneath the cap. Yeah, I remember. I remember. Yeah.
What? No. He said, okay. So, but what you don't know is that there's a longer form of that word for divine herd or divine herd, and it has a phallus, and that. So when scholars look at it in text, when the Egyptians write it, sometimes the phallus is there and sometimes it's not. What he did was he didn't make it the abstract, Kemet the abstract, that which is in black, and then look at the and then he looked at the calves. I mean, sorry, he looked at the cow. He made it a cow, but he made it a female cow because of the half loaf tea, which he should not have done. He should have said it's a collective. It's a collective. It's a collective of cows, but cows. That collective of cows would have been a herd because it would have included the male and female offspring.
Yeah, I already explained. I'm not gonna go down the road. All right, Reggie, I got your point, bro. I got
So I can listen to Ujao, I can agree and disagree, but at least I know he knows the work, right? The problem with when I'm talking to you,
you. I know, Reggie. I know I'm an idiot because I'm an idiot. I
no,
get
you're
it.
not an idiot. You just haven't read the work. That's
I get
all.
it, Reggie. I get it. I get it. So I can't comprehend I can't comprehend context. I get it.
Yeah, neither can I.
I get it. I get it.
Neither can Ankh until he reads the work. When he reads the work, then he can comment on the work. He can't use what an expert says without following up.
Yet, I was just going to interject. Yet, we can't find an expert that has read the work and agrees with you.
All right.
So why
Okay.
we need
Okay, so
the
here's
work?
the dig.
No, Reg, you had enough time, Reg. I heard this
Okay,
like
wait, no, let me respond to him.
I want to read this.
You can't find an
I'm gonna move
expert
forward.
because you don't even read the work,
All right,
right?
man.
To know
Nobody
if there's an expert that
you can't get
agrees
us no
with
more,
you.
Reggie.
He
Reggie,
does,
you
Reggie. He does, bro. He done stabbed me 9 times, bro. It's all
yeah,
good.
you
No,
done.
I'm
It's all
stabbing
good. Here we go,
seven.
Reg. Hey, Reggie, I'm gonna get you next. I want to move on to this topic. We're gonna move
Okay,
on.
good. I'm gonna mute my
Woo
mic.
job. We wanna deal with this. We was in the middle of a good one. Where you at, sister? Juju. Who? So we had a great conversation the other day. It was me, Woo, Sosa, and Sheffrin, right? And it was a great point brought out. I want to read this point right here. This is a great point. We wanted to know what the ramifications would have been, Wu Ja, and the listening audience. Let's just say the brothers are right. I ain't gonna say no names because I've been told don't say no names. Right? So let me stop that. If he's right, what is the ramifications of it? And so, in my mind, I understand the type of work needed, and I know how a lot of things, a lot of dominoes would fall, and a whole lot of changes would have to be made. A lot of times, we don't understand the ramifications of doing certain things, or even the amount of work it would take to do the thing we think we can do. Right? So you got that, Juju. I would like to read.
Absolutely.
I want you to read. The question is, here's the question. It's the $1 million question. I'm gonna see if you disagree or agree with this. If Niger-Congo families was proven to be connected to Afro-Asiatic family, what would this do to the field of linguistics, human migrations, and human evolution? All right. and I want to share this with everybody else. Let's just see what it would do. All right. I think this is important to get the full scope. This question hasn't been actually teased out before like it need to be, because we so busy fighting the brothers on you can't do it, right? But I want to know what if that was to happen, what are the ramifications? Wujah, do you got any answer to that before I read this? Do you understand the ramifications of that?
I'll wait till you read what you're gonna read, then I'll
Okay.
comment. I can't comment
Okay.
on something first.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Juju. Read that. Let's get down to it. This is important. Big up to Asar, yo. Go ahead.
Just a second. I think that is a legit question. As someone who says you read the work and therefore you understand it and you can support it to some extent, you would have to also understand the ramifications of what it would imply for the field of study. And that's a sincere question. I would honestly want to know your opinion before we read that.
Oh, you were talking to me?
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh no, what I was saying, see, Unc is continuing a conversation we already had, and I already gave my input on that. So now if you want to read something, like you about to read something, then I'll give additional input after it's read. That's all I was saying. Cedric, if you were asking me that, I don't think you were part of the previous conversation, but I had already chimed in already, and I think what Unc is about to read is a continuation of it.
I would sincerely like to know what if you understand, or what would be the ramifications, in your opinion, to the field of linguistics, as the question is stated.
No, I know, but okay. So what I'm saying
it's
is,
okay.
no. All I'm saying is that I already gave my input to that question, but what's about to be read is additional continuation, and then I'll give another comment after it's read, because I don't know what's going to be
Okay,
read.
let's just get to it.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. All right. Okay, you ready, Juju?
There's no screen.
No, I sent it to you. It's in your email.
All right. Un momento, por favor. No dead air.
Oh,
no, good? Just for
thank you. I got it.
Okay, I was just pretty much.
So I'll read the statement again. If it were proven that the Niger-Congo language family is connected to Afro-Asiatic language family, it would have significant implications for several fields, including linguistics, human migration studies, and human evolution. Here's a detailed look at the potential impacts. Language classification. The discovery would necessitate a major revision of the classification of African languages. Linguists would need to reevaluate the relationship between these languages and possibly reclassify many of them. Historical linguistics. This would lead to new research into the common ancestor of these language families, potentially uncovering new information about the proto-language from which they diverge. It would also prompt the re-examination of historical linguistic methodologies and assumptions, possibly leading to new theories and models of language evolution. Comparative studies. Linguists would conduct extensive comparative studies to map out the connections and evolutionary paths between these languages, enriching our understanding of how languages change over time.
Excuse me, Juju. If you're sharing, I don't think it's showing on the screen.
Yeah, I had it. I lost it. I don't know how.
Oh, that was you?
Then I will share. Just give me a second.
Okay.
I will share it if you don't mind.
Oh, I found it, Juju.
Okay.
You don't gotta share that, but
Roger that.
Found it. Let me go back into it again.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Human migration studies, migration patterns. The discovery would suggest a more complex pattern of human migration in Africa than previously understood. It would imply that the population speaking these languages might have had more interaction or shared origins than currently believed. Archaeological
That's deep.
Archaeological correlations.
Go ahead.
Archaeologists would need to look for material evidence to support the linguistic connections, such as artifacts, cultural practices, or settlement patterns that indicate contact between these groups. Interdisciplinary research. The findings would engage interdisciplinary research, combining linguistics, archaeology.
Encourage. Go ahead.
Says combining the findings would encourage interdisciplinary research combining linguistics, archaeology, and genetics to build a comprehensive picture of human migration in Africa. Human evolution. Population genetics. Geneticists would investigate whether the linguistic connections are mirrored in genetic data, which could prove new insight into the relationship between different African populations. Cultural evolution. The shared linguistic heritage could suggest shared cultural traits or innovations that spread with migrating populations, offering a deeper understanding of cultural evolution in Africa. Reevaluation of hypotheses. Current hypotheses about human evolution and migration within Africa, such as the out of Africa theory and the spread of modern humans, might need to be reevaluated in light of the new linguistic connections.
So we had to reevaluate Charles Darwin theory. Broader implications. Go ahead.
African prehistory. A connection between these language families would provide new data on the prehistory of Africa, potentially filling in gaps about early human societies and their interactions. Global linguistic theories. Theories about the origins and spread of language globally might need to be adjusted to accommodate the new findings about African languages. Education and cultural impact. The discovery would likely influence the way African history and prehistory are taught, emphasizing the interconnectedness of African civilizations. In conclusion, proving a connection between a Niger-Congo and Afro-Asiatic language families would revolutionize our understanding of linguistic evolution, human migration, and human evolution. It would open new avenues for research across multiple disciplines, ultimately leading to a richer and more nuanced understanding of human history.
Well, let's talk about some of the awards they would get. What would that be? Can you see it?
Oh, how did I miss that?
No, it's right here. You didn't.
Okay.
Before you get to the awards, can I?
Okay, go ahead. Yes, you can.
I don't want to lose the thought because the awards wouldn't matter. You can give you a bunch of trophies.
Yeah, you would get all that. You would be, oh my God.
So basically, after reading that, after listening to Juju read that, you could see how serious that any such work relevant or related to this should be taken. How serious it should be taken and not joked around and put into the atmosphere of the conflict community where things are not taken serious and stuff like that. So that should be like one, because anybody who is attempting or successful or not, it's a serious endeavor to do, and it takes time. It takes a lot of know-how and things like that. So that's number one, like from what I got out of that, because that's some serious stuff. But now to connect what I said before, which is what probably prompted.
That was making statement about the implications that would have on the body of knowledge that exists. So it wasn't talking about taking the work seriously. It was making a statement about how radical an idea this is. It would be in the equivalent of a flat earth being proved.
No.
Our
But hear what I'm saying. I never made the claim that what Juju read is talking about something being taken serious. I'm giving you my commentary of what I get from what she read is that anybody who enters that kind of work, it should be taken serious. I'm not saying what she read says anything about serious. There was no word serious even quoted within what she read. So I don't want to be, I hope this don't get robotic. Like, are you expecting me to just repeat what she read? Or do you want my opinion about what was read? So all I'm saying, that was just my intro. I'm saying, number one, I think that it shows the seriousness of that kind of work if somebody's successful or not doing whatever. So that I wanted to start with that because I don't think people take it serious who attempt to talk about it. And that's being real. Now, what I was getting ready to say though is that I noticed that, so out of what was read, there's nothing that I saw or heard Juju say that I would disagree with, because if based on what the question was asked, if you can show how the macro phyla of Niger Congo is actually indeed related to the macro phyla of Afroasiatic, then what you have essentially done is you would have to reproduce or reconstruct the parent, or aka proto language, from which those two large microphylas descended from. And that is a huge undertaking. Like that's some crazy next level undertaking for anybody to be able to do that successfully. So that would change everything that is said. That would not change everything, but that would definitely cause everything that's affected by that for people to revisit and re-examine their, what people think they know right now. So I don't have any disagreement with that. Yep. So that's my take.
Sosa, got something to add to that?
Yeah, because I think that's the point that I was making on the show. Like, it was, the implication of it would be very significant. Remember, I'm gonna ask you what would it be in terms of impact. And I kind of think you downplayed the impact of it when you go back and revisit that conversation, because we kind of refer to it as breaking. Hold on, we kind of refer to it as breaking the wheel. And I think it is the equivalent. I'm saying, if not a 1-for-1, is pretty close.
Okay, no. So well, okay. So hopefully you heard me what I just said tonight, and you understood that, right? Okay, but here's the difference between our previous conversation, and maybe me offering this clarification will help, right? So when we were talking before, if you go back to it and listen, I wasn't talking about the large macro phyla of Niger Congo being shown to be related to Afroasiatic. I actually specifically said a language within and under the label of Niger Congo that falls within that side, and then a language that falls within the category under the side of Afroasiatic. I said, if somebody were to successfully show cognates between two such languages, this is only two. And remember our conversation, I said, man, I hope people realize there's over 2,000 languages on the continent. I said, I'm only talking about two languages. I said, so that impact is nowhere near, like if somebody were to successfully do that with just two languages, that's nowhere near anything that Juju just read.
Right. And the two languages that we were talking about, right, was ancient Egyptian and Chaluba, right?
Mm-hmm. Bantoon is a Bantoon. Right? It's still a Bantoon. Mm-hmm.
Because if on my thing, I asked the same question. Mm-hmm. I asked relatedness between the linguistic relationship between ancient Egyptian language and Chaluba, and the results are mirrored in what Juju read. So it doesn't change the dynamic of it. I can
no, but
share my
listen,
screen.
but hold on, let me let you understand.
Share your
So
screen, Tino.
so
Share your screen, Buja. I mean, so go
so
ahead, Buja.
okay, so what I'm saying is that, or let me ask, I put it in a question form, or let me just tell you what I was saying is that the impact of somebody showing two individual languages that are currently labeled in two different larger macrophyla. If somebody's able to successfully show that they're related, what I'm saying is that that will have a much different impact than if you're able to show the whole micro schema of Niger Congo related to the whole micro schema of Afroasiatic. Those are two totally different impacts and
got it. But in terms of
so wait, I'm saying, do you understand that? So
I
that
get what
things.
I fully understand what you're saying. So if we narrow it to ancient Egyptian language in Chaluba, that is a smaller sample size of what we're saying, right? That's right.
Oh, much smaller.
We've narrowed it, right? We've narrowed it from ancient Egyptian to Chaluba.
Much, yeah.
You would agree, right?
I say, yeah. That's much smaller.
Yes. So hypothetically, what would it mean to the field linguistic if ancient Egyptian language was proven to be related to Chaluba? And the response is the same. Discoveries would likely prompt a reevaluation of a holistic family classification. Ancient Egyptian typically classified as Afroasiatic language family, while Chaluba belongs to the Niger Congo language family. Establishing a relationship between the two would suggest either a redefinition of these families or the identification of a previously unrecognized superfamily encompassing both. So it's
stop. Let's do one at a time. So stop there. So that's nothing wrong with that. So what would actually have to happen is that, because if somebody is successful at that, that means that they are able to produce a reconstruction of the proto language that produced those two. And so if you're able to do that, now you have to reevaluate where those two languages are labeled, not the entire microphyla. So that's the difference.
I think we're misinterpreting what we're reading here. What we're reading here is illustrating how impossible that would actually be by putting an example
at all. It's not.
All right, let's finish it. Go ahead.
There's nothing in there that said this is impossible.
Okay, go ahead.
So we can't.
Forget the impossible.
Yeah. I don't want. Like, I don't know why. That's what I'm saying. Like, here's
the same thing. Look, historical linguistic. Linguists would need to trace the historical connection and evolutionary paths of these languages, investigating how and when the divergence or convergence occurred. This could lead to new insight into ancient human migrations and interactions across Africa.
Okay, stop there. Wait. Hold on, stop. We're gonna go one at a time because the first one you read. So the first one you read, so just going back to the first one, because I forgot who just was saying something. But listen, on the first one, because I don't want to go too fast on the first one.
We already covered the first one. We're at two now.
I know. Okay, so what was the so what am I saying about the first one?
You was trying to relate it to where that the impact would not be as significant as the Niger Congo Afroasiatic. So now we're narrowing the scope. Right? We're narrowing
but that was before you read this first one. So I'm saying, what's the conclusion from this first bullet point that you read? That's above the number 2 right there. Right there, yeah, that one. When you read that one, what did you take away from what I said? From when you read that one? So I'm gonna repeat it because I'm just gonna say what I said again. Yeah. So what I said was that's typical, because when you compare two languages and you successfully show that they are genetically related, what you would have essentially done as well is to reproduce or reconstruct the proto language from which it descended. And all I'm saying is that doesn't mean you have to rework the whole larger phyla. You would just have to work with those two particular languages and its reconstructed proto language. So now you have to figure out, okay, what's going on. So that's all I was saying. So it doesn't have the bigger impact on the larger micro phyla. It's just that now you have these three because you got the two living languages you comparing, or two languages you're dealing with, and then the reconstructed proto language. So now to your bullet number 2, when it said linguists would need to trace the historical connections and evolutionary path of these languages, absolutely. Investigating how and when they diverge, absolutely. Because if you're coming from a proto, there has to be some divergence, and then the two divergent,
right?
The two sibling languages would have to come in lesser contact with each other so that they could develop from dialects into full-blown languages in the first place. So yes, that's absolutely correct. You would trace that out and have to investigate that. So it said this could lead to new insights of ancient human migrations and interactions. The reason why that is because wherever the proto language was spoken and the divergent took place, you have to figure out how did they stay diverse enough to where they become independent or unintelligible languages among themselves.
Right.
And now you have to trace that out. So then it starts to deal with, okay, where did these people go in order for them to stay separated long enough? Little things like that. So that's the number 2. All right.
Right. And establishing a link between ancient Egyptian Luba would provide new perspectives on the cultural and historical connection between ancient Egyptian and the peoples of Central Africa. This might include shared myths and practices of technology, right?
Absolutely. And that's what is actually being seen with the comparisons that are being done right now into the myths, into the same recognition of deities, the natural phenomena that these deities represent, even though in different places, and so on and so forth. So you're starting to see a few of those things already, like Ma'at, like in Egypt. The whole concept of Ma'at, it's actually personified deity, and it's a female, and this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to get into the actual argument that y'all making because
no, I'm not.
I want to stay in line with what we are.
I know. I'm staying in line with what you just read. It said the last sentence says this might include shared myths, practices, and technologies. I'm just giving an example.
We got it.
Okay,
same thing. Interdisciplinary research. We already covered that with the first, right?
I mean, all right. Let me speed up then, because you doing. No. I'm doing 10 and you doing 60 miles an hour. I was trying to give an example.
No, I'm saying we don't. I understand what these might include shared myths, practice, or technology. So I don't need these.
Maybe I'm taking too long. All right, go ahead.
No, he's basically saying that they found the myths and the connection. Yeah, well, I need somebody else to say.
Yeah, like you already making that claim. I don't necessarily. Yeah. I'm not here to refute that. That's not my thing. Like I understand what it means when they shared. This might include shared myth. I understand what shared myths.
But so far 1 through 3, I'm giving my opinion on as you're going down. So 1 through 3, it's all good. Like I don't. Like,
y'all. That's incredible. Go ahead. What we on 3?
Straight.
We on 4?
4, right? Because we already interdisciplinary. Such a discovery would likely spur interdisciplinary research, combining linguistics with archaeology, anthropology, and genetics to piece together a more comprehensive picture of early African history and prehistoric population. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on a smaller scale. Yeah, definitely.
Can I say something? I say something? To me, that means the person that's having this groundbreaking idea would have to understand genetics and migration, because you're actually starting to reform these different disciplinary studies. So you would know that. You would need ChatGPT to tell you the ramifications of it. You would already know that. You would have a team of geneticists studying evolution and all that. Because
wait, hold up, but
am I wrong? Am I wrong? I know I'm not wrong.
It's in reverse though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, but that's the point.
No. What I'm saying, I don't want to. I'm not disagreeing with you, but flip it the other way. The person doesn't have to. In other words, if I set out and examine 2 languages, totally unbiased, I don't care where these people genetically were on the planet Earth or anything. But wait, listen. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If I examine 2 languages and I go through the proper scientific methodology in examining 2 languages, comparing these 2 languages, and I'm using all the proper tools and I'm following the steps how they're supposed to be followed, and I come to a conclusion, I don't have to know about any migratory thing. It's just that this is what my findings are, and now I take my findings. Now I go to the biological folks, the biological anthropologists, and now present them with what I said, and now they can look at it. Whoa, wait a minute, and then they can look at it and add info and start to examine stuff like that. In order for me to do the language comparison, I don't have to know that.
Okay, let me say this. So what I'm
So
saying,
wait, you understand that?
I understand it, and I'm saying that's not the
Okay.
way it's done. It wouldn't even make sense to do it that way because you already
you have a
already know
source for
that.
that it's not done that way.
Of course, yeah, because you already know what you're working on, and you already understand the ramifications of it. Like you already know that I'm already give my work to a person to deal with genetics, right? And they're gonna look at it, right, and see if it even match up before I even put that shit out there like that.
No,
Because let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Right,
No,
because the genetics is going to smash you. They're going to smash you. It all has to fit to make sense. Because now we got these tools now. So we're not going to sit back and just DeGrasse laid the foundation of interdisciplinary studies. So it just wouldn't make sense to run off because if you can't back that up with the quote unquote migration and genetics and all that, then the idea is faulty from the beginning.
So here's the thing. This is why it's different.
You got to understand what I'm saying. That shouldn't have to.
But I think somebody else was trying to talk to.
Before you put your hypothesis out there, it would have to conform with the scientific method, and there would need to be a there. So those parameters would need to be examined before even entertaining going on this journey. Is it possible by means of anthropology? Is it possible by means of archaeology? Is it possible by means of genetics? Is there a there before you even entertain going down the hypothesis? So there's no way you're going to randomly take two languages and decide to apply the linguistic method to it without there being a there. What is actually there that allows this connection to be even possible before you engage that?
Because we got the tools now, though, Wuja. We're not back in the day no more. It wouldn't make sense not to use the stuff at our access because it very well could help you. That's all I'm saying, yo.
Okay, listen, and I hear what you're saying loud and clear.
All right.
So, but I want y'all to hear what I'm saying now.
I heard you.
And all I'm saying, I'm saying is that when you examine two languages to determine if they're related or not, you don't have to have the genetic information. You're just comparing two languages. I can pick a language, whether it makes sense or not, it will come out in the wash. If I compare a language, let's say on the east coast of Africa, that's spoken today on the east coast of Africa, and I compare it to a language all the way on the west coast of Africa, and I compare it to a language all the way on the east coast of China, I can do that. Even though those are way separate and far away places and whatever the case is, I can do that. If I follow the method properly, then we would expect that those two languages I'm comparing would not be related, and the data would show that they're not related. Not because I understand the genetics of all that stuff. It's because the work I'm doing on the languages themselves. Okay. And that's what people got to understand. So what I'm saying is that the reason why linguists compare two or more languages in the first place is because of a suspicion that the languages may be related. But they don't use genetic to come up with that suspicion. It's other things. And so I encourage people to get books on the historical comparative method because it's clearly outlined.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what happens if the linguistic information you come up with? Hold on, sir. Let me ask you: what happens if the linguistic information you comes up with does not align with human migration, archaeology, and anthropology?
So are you talking about after the fact, like after the work was done?
After you produce something that you think shows relation that is related, but it's not in line with archaeology, anthropology, human migration.
Then what triggers
what's the next step?
What triggers is what triggers is everything you read. That's what you're reading. The implications that would have, it will cause a new study and a new interest and a new evaluation in everything that would affect. So here's the thing. If I can prove, now I'm talking about proving, if I can show and demonstrate that these two languages A and B are related, then
Got it.
the outcome of that would set forth and trigger new studies and new curiosities among multiple disciplines that you already named, such as human migration, archaeology, and so on and so forth. It would spark a whole new interest by these scholars to look at that.
So, because in order for it to make sense, then the archaeological data, the human migration data that we have in anthropology would in a sense be flawed or missing data.
Yes.
Right. So we would have to reconstruct, right, or reanalyze and shape that to fit the new existing data of the classification.
At the very least, they would definitely have
very minimum.
At the
right?
very minimum, they would have to definitely analyze and rethink things. That happens in physics all the time.
So the impact would be significant.
It could definitely.
It would be.
No, I'm saying just for two languages, you gotta know the relationship between what you asked, or I think that was Unk's one, versus what you and I are talking about. Just two languages, though. Two languages, though.
Yeah,
remember, two languages.
But we just agreed that those two languages alone.
No, what I'm
we
saying
disagreed
is that
those two languages alone.
No,
we disagreed that
wait,
those two languages alone would reshape. Right? We disagreed that.
You said we disagree or agree?
No, we just agreed that the impact would affect archaeology, human migration, and anthropology. Right? It would bring about a reshaping, because the body of knowledge that we have in anthropology, archaeology, and human migration would not be in line with what you're presenting. So we would have to. So it would be significant. It would be groundbreaking
for those two languages. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we were saying.
Yeah.
We can agree to that.
For the complete body of science.
Big up the MCAT. Big up the MCAT.
But hold on, let me just say this. Just real quick,
especially
I just want to say this.
The best chat warrior on YouTube. Vicious in the chat. So
we're having two different language groups that are now related, and what we're going to reconstruct is the proto language group. Now, if we reconstruct a proto language group from that, what does that do to the language phylum that already exists? The two language phylums that already exist. Now, you're downplaying the implication and you're misunderstanding what is said here. That is the same if I would ask ChatGPT, what would it do to the body of science if the Earth was flat? It would give you the same type of analysis. Ultimately, what it's indicating is the impossibility, the irrationality of it. If you're now going to say that we're going to have to overturn, re-examine, redefine the whole body of genetic studies, human migration, etc., when these are accepted theories in science.
So
the
Cedric,
amount
I'm saying you're absolutely wrong. That's what I'm saying. You're everything you're saying tells me no. This is what I'm saying. It tells me that no. Listen, it doesn't affect the whole body. Like you're saying, I'm downplaying, and you're exaggerating.
Yeah, put that back up, Sosa. Because we're not exaggerating. Put that back up, Sosa.
Listen to what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, we're exaggerating.
You could listen. I'm talking to Cedric now. So Cedric, you're exaggerating. Because if you take two languages, you rightfully said if you compare language A and language B to each other, and what comes out in the wash using the correct methodology and the whole nine, that these two languages are related, which you would have also subsequently reproduced the proto-language from which those two languages descend, it does not affect the entire body of genetics. It does not affect the entire body of linguistics and stuff like that. That's an exaggeration because that's been done. There's arguments right now on certain Nilo-Saharan languages if they should be kept within their subgrouping. So linguists are on the verge of moving certain languages outside of the existing group that they're under and put them into another group. right now. And it doesn't affect the entire community of linguistics and stuff.
This is happening within one language family, right?
Yeah, it's right here.
Right.
Emma says, see her Wuja clearly explained that with the two languages, it affects the two languages and the proto language, not the whole phylum.
Yeah,
What
it will
is it
because it's
being
going to.
said?
It
Yeah,
will
it would.
because
We
it's
really
going to
said it
affect
would.
Afro-Asiatic and Niger Congo. They're going to have to explore all the other ones, Hebrew,
It doesn't.
and all the
it
other
doesn't.
ones that's in the Afro-Asiatic file. I mean, they've had to go. Yeah, it would affect both
I
of them.
swear to goodness.
Yeah, keep
Y'all-
reading it right there though.
Right.
Hold on, keep reading it right there.
Which-
Hold on. You
Oh,
was
yeah.
right there. The point, and I had
That's why I wanted to walk through each one.
No,
and
we
not
did
go
walk.
fast.
We ain't going
Yeah.
nowhere, bro.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Yeah, we right here. Yeah, we definitely right here. And I want to give a quick example. So right now we understand viruses, right? So since that tool is there, understanding viruses and being able to map out the genome of viruses, if we was going to say, hey, look, I don't think humans migrated out of Africa. You wouldn't just sit there and not use viruses and understand that, because virus is one of the tools that we understand how humans got from where? From Africa to the Americas. So if that tool was available, which it is right now, and a person was making a whole brand new assertion of it, right, and not take that tool into consideration, it'd be crazy, because whatever you came up with would have to account for viruses being in America by humans. You would have to account for that. And that's all we saying right here, Wuja, that you would have to account for the different things that will literally fall apart since we got access to them tools. So if you're a linguist, you would have immediately, if you're doing it right and you're a linguist, you're going to have to make the shit fall in line with the migration. You're going to have to make it fall in line with the outer Africa. All that has to fall in line for it to be accepted, because it will change all these things if it is accepted. And these are the tools we clearly understand that we have. No well-rounded scientist, right, or linguist will leave those tools alone. Because at the end of the day, you're going to need them things to help you confirm everything. There's no way around it. Just like viruses. So if you say, well, the outer Africa theory didn't happen, then you would have to explain why, right, viruses that came from Africa, right, with the early human population is in America. You would have to explain that, because that's the thing that would falsify the whole thing. It would kill your whole thing. This is what we're saying, but keep reading though. That was my point I wanted to make. I think
before you keep reading, I want to comment. So again, please listen to what I'm saying.
Man, if you repeat that again, I'm explode. If you say the same thing you've been saying again, I'm just don't agree with you, Wuja. You don't have to keep telling me.
Okay, but listen to what I'm saying.
I'm gonna keep repeating it because I understand what's going on.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna ask you then, for clarification. So you're saying, so what am I saying? What do you think I'm claiming when it comes to that? Why you're saying what you're saying? What do you think I'm claiming for you to say?
You're saying that just be a linguist, that's the only thing you got to do. I'm saying that was back in the days. And I'm saying now there are more available tools that help explain why Afro-Asiatic is Afro-Asiatic and why Nilo-Saharan is Nilo-Saharan. And so you have to take all those tools into consideration.
All right, so
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, pause.
Am I wrong?
No, you're wrong you're mischaracterizing what I said. Nowhere did I say what you just said. No, notice that what I said. I said,
I can explain it to you. What you said was,
no, I just gave you the opportunity. No, listen, I just gave you the opportunity and you butchered what I said.
I didn't butcher it. You said you could just be a linguist and you wouldn't have to do nothing else and take nothing into consideration.
That's not what I said. What I said was, you don't have to know about the genetic information to do the comparison. And what I did say is, listen,
saying you would have to know it. That's not what we saying.
But that's all I said. So if you're not saying it, but that's what I actually said, then you should not have no beef with what I'm saying.
So then
but,
why would you? Hold on. If that's the point, why would you say that then, Wuja?
Because somebody.
Why are you saying that then?
Because of what you're reading, you were saying that it would, not you, but based on your interpretation of what you all are reading, you're saying that it sounded like you were saying that a person would have to tackle these two comparisons being biased already by the genetic data of migrations and stuff like that. No, that's an independent endeavor. But once you finish and you have your data, and notice what I said. I said you take that data to the bioanthropologist. I actually said that. So where in your mind do you think I'm saying that nah, you just do a linguistic, you ain't got to deal with nothing else? No, you actually in your comparison. Listen, in your actual work itself, you do not involve that in the actual work itself. And if y'all read books on comparative linguistics, you would know this.
Needs
I got this, yo. I swear.
Before you even suggest that there's a there. What is the reason that this connection is even being suggested? What are these other points that a linguist would use to even consider examining the connection? There needs to be a there. So you're going to take all of these points into consideration when writing your hypothesis before you start your investigation. Come on.
Cedric,
let me go
hold
to.
on. I got wait, Cedric. I just had a question. I just got a question.
No,
Cedric.
cut
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the other one too. But I just asked a quick one so we can solve that one.
I just got a quick question for Cedric though, because and I hope Cedric can answer this. Cedric,
ask him a question.
I just want to ask you a question, Cedric. Name me the book and title of historical comparative linguistics that you have read.
Oh man, see, I'm not doing that, man.
No, I'm just curious. I'm just curious if you've read up on this.
This what I'm reading on right here, Muja. I hope this suffices.
No, I wasn't asking you.
Oh, okay, all right.
I was asking Cedric.
All right, go.
I know how to write a hypothesis. I can write it over multiple different things. And if I need to,
just answer my question first. You can tell me about your expert. Okay, but you're choppy. Just I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead, answer it.
I said none.
Okay, thanks. All right, Uncle, go ahead.
Let's get to so you see where I'm at, right? Because how is such a fine effect, right? Because it wouldn't just affect those two groups. We're asking to see if it would affect also Afro-Asiatic and Niger Congo, right? From the micro to the macro, right? So we go down. We got the points, but I just want to get the conclusion that we can go back and we start all over again, right? This is just summarizing all the effects of those two and how it affects Niger Congo. So it's in summary, proving a relationship between ancient Egyptian and Chaluba would necessitate a fundamental reevaluation of two major language families, impacting historical linguistics, cultural studies, and various interdisciplinary fields. This would likely be one of the most significant linguistic discoveries, reshaping our understanding of human history and language development. And that's what I was talking about in terms of impact. Now, is it going to affect every single phylum? Maybe not. But Afro-Asiatic and Niger Congo would definitely be under the scope. It wouldn't just be ancient Egyptian Chalupa. It would affect Afro-Asiatic and Niger Congo. And I think there was a misunderstanding in the chat, I'm saying, when that point was brought up.
No, it wasn't.
Do you agree with that or no?
It wasn't a misunderstanding. It's clear, man.
Okay, so the extent.
Do you agree with that?
The effect. Yes, I'm gonna tell you the extent. The extent of the effect would be that if you have, let's say, if you have 10 languages under Afro-Asiatic, and you got 10 and you got 10 language. I'm just put this out there. You got 10 under Afro-Asiatic, and let's say you got 10 under Niger Congo, and you're taking one of each of those 10 and you're comparing them, and you're finding that they're related, and you can prove that, and you do the reconstructions and the whole nine. It's going to affect those two language phyla in the sense that now you have to remove those two from their positions and relative positions up under those phyla. It's not going to affect the other languages that you didn't examine. It's going to affect those two. Now you have to pull them out. So to that extent, Afro-Asiatic is going to look different now because it's going to be missing a language. And then the Niger Congo side is going to look different. It's going to be missing a language.
We have to examine how they even fit in the first place. Like what happened, right? Right? Because now you will be creating another undiscovered superfamily. Right? That they're not aware of, right?
You talking about the reconstructed from the two?
Yeah. If you pull out ancient Egyptian from Chaluba, it would either go into Bantu, right, or vice versa, or they would create their own superfamily, right, of something of a language that we're not currently aware of.
But see, that's not how it works. Like when you do that, it would stand, and then
just read
you
it.
would have to compare. Huh?
We just read that. Yeah. The relationship
I'm
between
saying
the
now
two
you
would suggest
confused.
either a redefinition of these family or the identification of an unpreviously unrecognized superfamily, encompassing both. We already read that.
I'm saying, so what I'm saying is that at that moment, if you're able to prove that these two languages exist, you're gonna
You gonna
have
tell me
you're
what we
gonna
just read?
you're gonna
I just
Right.
read.
Yeah, we just read all the
Yeah.
ramifications for yo. And be
I'm
special.
trying to figure out what you're asking now. Or is there a
No, I
problem?
was saying like the impact of it, right? The impact is like I felt like you kind of downplayed the impact, and I think like this kind of hashes out the seriousness of the impact of.
Okay,
of
so
this.
let's do this. Let's do this.
It's not like just do and
let's
a minor. It's not a minor. In other words, it's not a minor tweak.
okay, but okay, but I want you to understand. I'm not saying it's minor. I didn't even say minor. So you do this.
Our last
do you-
conversation, our last conversation.
No, listen to what I'm saying. I specifically told you on last conversation what would happen, and you're interpreting it as me downplaying it. And so from my vantage point to you, wait, listen, I'm saying from my vantage point to you, you're overplanning, like you're over exaggerating the impact. So
I'm
now
only saying
where do we meet? No, I'm saying because
the reason I said that you were downplaying it, not because I asked you and you responded. I asked you specifically, what would the impact be? I said, would it be significant? Right? And you was
no, we can go back. You wanted me to rate it from 1 to 10 and do all this other
No,
kind of
you
stuff.
said I can't. You said I can't do 1 to 10. I said, would it be minor or significant?
I'm saying we can all listen back. I'm just telling you, obviously, it's a communication thing. So all I'm saying is that, and I'm clarifying to you, is that you are thinking I'm downplaying the impact.
We'll just go on record right now, with y'all want to clear it up.
Right?
Where will you stand? Minor or significant, bro? We put it right down. We can just put it to bed.
It's relative. So what I'm saying is that if you compare
ancient Egyptian and Chalupa.
Yes. What about it?
Significant or minor?
If proven to be related,
you know what I'm asking you.
It's relatively significant.
Okay, thank you, bro.
But now, what are the significance? So
we just read all
the significance.
Okay, wait. But see, that's where we differ at, because what you're reading, you're acting like it's gonna. It's like hold on, no. It's the way you're interpreting what ChatGPT and plus using ChatGPT. It's almost like you put a grenade inside of linguistics and then doing that, and all of a sudden it's gonna blow up and mess up everything.
I'm not saying.
Wait, you see what I'm saying? Hold up. Now
I
like the way you said that.
Hyperbole on my shit. I'm disagreeing with ChatGPT. I'm disagreeing with what's being said, and you agree. You agree with all the implications. So we don't got no disagreement there.
Yeah, read the implications, Joe.
Implications
for Africans.
We were walking through each bullet point one by one.
I will get back, and you agree with all of them. 5.
Yeah.
I was giving you
look. Hey, so all y'all in trouble. I like this one, yo. It's a reevaluating historical records. Y'all had all the shit y'all reading, like Egyptian historical records, religious texts, literature, might be what reinterpreted in light of the linguistics connection to Central Africa. So that's what the Saw essentially trying to do. I done seen them do it, right? Okay, it's a similarity, oral histories and traditions in Chalupa speaking regions could be examined for traces of ancient Egyptian influence. Yeah, that's what they be trying. There you go. It's all there.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Assar agrees with you.
He agrees with that.
Or vice versa, Central Africa.
Yeah, he agrees with that because y'all trying to create. That's the point. He knows a lot about it. He know he gotta be able to do all that.
Yeah, Saul popped in the chat. Tell me going to bed. He popped in the chat.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Let me read this. I think a crash course in what historical comparative linguistics entails is needed. I believe lacking in that knowledge is creating a block and assumption on needing other fields. Man, first of all,
Hey, Emmy Cat, one of the best
yeah,
chat.
she the best. I like
people.
that. Yeah, she
She
doing her
top
thing.
notch.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't
She's
mad
top
at
notch.
you.
I got
She's one
a
of my
question for you.
favorites. She's one of my favorites. Shout out Emmy Cat.
I
She's
got a
one of
question
my
for you.
Yeah,
Can
she
I ask you a
definitely
question?
Yes, you
Can I ask you a question? All
Go
right.
ahead. What's up?
So all right.
Good
So
for me.
based on
Mm-hmm.
the theory, the existing theory of human migration out of Africa.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the body knowledge we know now, we
Yep.
have these theories that we rest on.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
if I go out
And find that chalupa.
Nope. If I go out
Go ahead and
and in search of some prehistoric humans
mm-hmm.
in a certain location,
Yep.
without being influenced by the what would end up being a bias based on our resting point of the theory as it exists now, I just go out and dig up of some human remains, and I find that once I dig up, I find this burial ground of several dead human remains, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I take it and get it examined scientifically.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that scientific examination by whatever the proper tools that are used to do it,
Mm-hmm.
they find that those human remains are older
Mm-hmm.
than what we already knew within the existing theory.
Mm-hmm.
So what would that do, or what would that do to, or what would that trigger in the various different fields that overlap or touch on those human remains?
It wouldn't. Okay. First of all, they would have to figure out what human remains we talking about. You was talking about Homo sapiens sapiens, right?
No, I didn't even label them. They'll
Just
I don't
humans.
know.
You just want human remains. So you label it.
Just
so they would.
They look human.
Yeah, it would take more.
Human, but I
you got different types. You got different types of humans. So then they would act. They would find out. They would look around where they found them types of humans at, and figure out what kind of tools they was using. So they had to match up. Or the possibility is it could have been an outer. The artifact could just be out of place. That's why it's so old. So it is. There's other factors that need to be taken into consideration. You couldn't just say that was say you found Homo sapiens 1 million years, right? And you found it in America. Let's say you did that, right? First of all, it would be a red flag on the play. It would be a red flag. Why? Because we'd find no other tools nowhere, right? And now you find it in America, it'd be a pseudo claim, Wu-Jai. They would be like, that's not enough. So that's the same space Asar would have to be in at this point. He in a space by himself. You get it? Like there's nothing else to help support him with it. The whole he's destroying the whole foundation of linguistics at this point.
Well, but hold up. See, wait. I
think that's an important point. I just want to let you know that.
Yeah,
it is a
want to
point. Let me for a second first to understand how we need to interpret what we've just read, because I see what's being done. So I asked ChatGPT the same question: what would happen? What would be the implications if the Earth was proven to be flat? If the Earth were ever proven to be flat, the implication would be profound and many aspects of science, technology, and navigation, everything. Here are some key areas where the implication would be significant. And watch how they word this: science, theories, and models, physics and astronomy, gravitational theory. The current understanding of gravity based on the spherical Earth would need to be completely revised. A flat Earth would require an alternative explanation for gravitational forces and planetary motion. You see how they word it? So this is the same wording that is used here. What it's actually saying is that you would need to overturn the whole body of work that has been established and is corroborated to substantiate this claim, effectively saying you cannot do this. So I don't want you to misinterpret the way the information is being presented. So I pose the same question and it's telling you, well, the current understanding would need to be overturned. Now we know there's no way we're overturning the gravitational theory. We're not doing that. And we're not overturning the migration patterns. We're not overturning the human evolution. None of that is being overturned. It is only illustrating that that is what would be implied. But the body of science that we have is there is no room for these concepts to be overturned, tweaked and improved on, but overturned absolutely not.
All right, the next
So
time y'all bring up flat Earth, I'm definitely cutting the rug, man. Y'all got to stop bringing up the whole flat Earth thing. That's just a poor equivalent. And I know why you do it. That's why I asked you, have you read any books? You said no. That should end the conversation. So back to you, Unc. So in your example that you gave about the 1,000,000-year-old bones found in America, see, I don't want to. Like we're given a hypothetical, but I don't want it to be too exaggerated, because I asked you that question, and you were doing good because of your initial response, and the important part of your response is the fact that if I were to find some human remains that are not in Africa, and they get checked and tested through the proper channels, what would that discovery trigger? And your initial response was all the different steps that had to be done. They would have to check, and you said it rightfully. They would have to check. They would have to check. They would have to check which type of human they were. Are they Homo heidelbergensis? Are they Homo sapien? They would check for tools and everything like that. So they would have to check into all that kind of stuff, and then whatever comes out in that wash would then force them to go to another step, and then another check and another evaluation. Okay, so likewise, if now in me discovering those human remains, I'm not biased based on the oldest remains being in Africa. I just discovered these human remains to be examined. So if put it this way, if I only accept and rest on the oldest human remains being in Africa, then I'm never going to even look anywhere else. But let's say, wait. That's not scientific. Exactly. Wait. Hold up. See, now we get into it. Wait. There you go. So I'm glad you said that. Boy, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There you go. So hold up.
Yeah, but I know that.
When you ride, hold up. But it needs to be said. And I was doubting you for a second.
I don't know why.
So hold up.
A game. I tried to tell you.
All right. So there it is. So it wouldn't be scientific. So now let's translate.
Bones found in America is that is pretty much irrefutable. Like that is there's no conversation, bro.
No,
we were shaping the shit.
Not even a debate. I wasn't even talking about America or nothing. That was Unc's exaggeration. That's why I didn't want to do that. So I'm back onto this thing. So now translate.
You close. You smelling it. You right there. We're being close to that American. Bones.
No, but you said 1,000,000-year-old in America and all that. Everybody knows that's funny. But wait,
typically doing the same thing though.
But I want you to translate. No, listen, I want you to translate what we just said. You said that was unscientific and stuff like that. Let's translate that over to languages, right?
Let's do it.
So
we there.
So let's call the language phyla theories, the theory of African languages. Let's just call it that, right? So you have an existing explanation of the relationship of African languages that we know of right now. So here comes here I come, and I'm just out of curiosity, I want to compare two languages that I happen to be interested in. So I compare them, and I use the right scientific tools to do so, right? And I follow the steps to a T. And then I come to discover, I'm like, oh, snap, it looks like these two languages may be related. I'm finding these cognates, I'm finding this, I'm finding that. And then I go forward in the process. I reconstruct the pre-dialectical parent of these two languages. And I'm like, oh, snap. Now I'm like, that triggers a bunch of questions similar to if I found those human remains, it would raise a bunch of questions. Now I have to cross-pollinate what I've discovered in the linguistic data with all the other overlapping disciplines that would be affected by that, such as cultural anthropology, physical anthropology,
human migration, genetics.
Correct.
Exactly.
Analysis.
Wait. So
it's a domino effect. Yes, a domino effect.
Right. It would, right? So
Yeah,
Isn't
man.
genetic?
it would have, but I'm saying it's not. So this is what I meant by it's not the other way around. Listen, what I'm saying. This is what I meant by it's not the other way around. I don't have
No,
to.
wrong. I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna stand on it. You're making that claim, and you're absolutely wrong.
A guy
You
who has not read a lick of a book about this. This is amazing to me. Like Cedric.
Pull up,
Seriously,
go
Cedric.
to that and pull up that source that Juju put there.
I can't argue with somebody who
some of the
don't know
critique.
enough.
Hold on.
I can't.
Hold on. Some of the
critique.
Some of the
Person is trying to argue and don't know shit about linguistics.
Some of the critique of Christopher Eric is
run over points of your correct scientific method, and you keep running. What is that correct scientific method?
keep it down. Keep it. Look, some of the issues with Christopher Eric is that basically with some of the connections that he made, some of the pushback on some of his linguistic is that's his position on some of it. He's laid out he basically laid out these linguistic connections, and he's basically telling archaeology to go find it.
Right.
Where it's like, no, and they're like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how it works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's some of the critique of Christopher Eric. Would you agree?
Yeah and no, because some archaeologists will push back like that, and some archaeologists are amazed, and they're trying to search out and find if there's any connections, because it opens a world of other possibilities, which is what they look for. So you do have your old guard and your old school who are going to be like, nah, because these people migrated, or these people are found to be this genetic population right here, so there's no way they could have intermingled whatever. So what you talking about, Eric? You know, so you do have that. So you have
existing body of evidence is the existing body of evidence.
But you have
right. The out of Africa theory is, you know, because it's you know what I'm saying, it's those migrations are theoretical. Right.
I know, but I'm just answering you that you have both. Like, it's not rigid like that. Of course, there are gonna be people that's gonna push back, but then
in the field it's mostly rigid, because that's a critique of Christopher Eric. It's mostly rigid than flexible in that manner. I think we can agree on that. I think we can agree.
Yeah, it's like Bible archaeology. Yo, it started off with you read the Bible, then go find it. That's always bad.
So hold on.
That.
Who has ChatGPT 4.0?
We all got it.
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Go ahead. You put it in there. You got 4, right?
I got limited. Go ahead.
Yeah, remember he was.
I'm still on 4.0 right now when I put it in. It's going to tell me when I'm out of 4.0.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. If you got it, you can share yours. Whoever was sharing, I didn't know who was sharing.
What question do you want me to ask?
Let me read Zan. Zan, yeah, teach these folks. It ain't hard to find bread in the grocery store.
Okay, so
hold on, I'm reading Zan. I want to make sure we highlight people. Exactly, McKay. They can't be attempting to finish other people's dialogue. We're not attempting to finish anybody's dialogue. We're simply adding to the conversation and join our conversation like we're supposed to be.
We're banging out, and I don't think we're good.
Zan, stop that, Zan.
I think we read other question too, and I can ask a ChatGPT what question that you want to ask. You just tell me. I think that the other thing is, like, based on the existing body of evidence, right? Like if the evidence says I drove from my house to the playground and I went to the gas station, I think the question is, what would drive one to then go to look in a grocery store if the evidence suggests I never went there? Like, what would push somebody to even go to the grocery store? In other words, like what would drive somebody to make a connection for Central Africa, Chaluba, and ancient Egypt if all the body evidence suggests that didn't happen?
I can tell you what, them damn African Americans trying to be black Egyptians. That's what it is. I can tell you.
But look, that's a faulty that's a faulty premise that you're applying, because usually here's what usually happens. Usually a linguist, like, people don't want to waste their time, right? So like the example I gave earlier about a West African language being compared to an East Asian language, most people would not even do that comparison because they would probably feel like it's a waste of time in the first place. But wait,
travel backwards.
Why would it be a waste of time?
But if we travel backwards in history, we had people pushing back against Eurocentric ideas and also trying to prove that Egypt was a Black African culture. So we can admit that they also drove them to look for those connections, to make those connections to fit with the previous hypothesis they already had, to make what like they leaned into it in some cases with a bias.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is that usually if you suspect a relationship, so like when it comes to ancient Egypt and a Bantu speaking community, if you're finding correspondences in the mythos, in the religious practices, and some of the symbolisms and things like that, if you're starting to find and detect those things, that may pique your curiosity to therefore compare the languages, because language is the DNA of a culture. It encapsulates the psyche of a people. So that may spark you enough interest for a person to use the historical comparative method and compare the two languages together.
Right.
So
can we agree that Eurocentric scholars leaned in with a bias and also Afrocentric scholars leaned in with a bias? Can we agree?
Oh, most definitely. That's
right.
So that's
what I'm referring to in terms of a bias. That's what I mean.
Okay,
So
but
of course, that's
a separate conversation.
The inverse can be true. The inverse can be true.
Yeah. I mean, I call them anachronists on both sides. Okay, so that's my new term. Anachronists. That's what they are. So I don't say blackologists or Afrocentrists or Eurocentrists.
I say all that. I say blackologists. I say. Let me say this though.
No, because blackology would be the study of black, and that.
Right. But there's a question.
That's why I said it's a joke. Blackology study everything.
But wait, yeah, but hold up. Share your
question. I'll put it in.
Wuja, you ain't gonna go live, Wuja? This your time.
Nah, it's too late. It's 11:42. Yeah, I mean to start. If I was already live, we keep it rocking. But hold up. But Sosa, do this real quick. This is my last thing.
Put it in the thing.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Go ahead.
Oh, you gonna share? Oh, you want me to?
I can share what I'm doing, but yes. Go ahead.
So you already agree with ChatGPT.
Okay. Do this. I'm gonna dictate it to you. The question. So this is a question I want you to ask ChatGPT, right?
All right, go ahead.
Because I want y'all to see the results, and I'm curious to see if it's gonna be the same thing. So put literally. Hold on. I'm gonna paste it into the private chat here. That way you could copy it. All right. That you ain't gotta retype.
I know where you're going. Like I said, Christopher is accused of doing some of the same things. So.
Wait, you say you know where I'm going? No.
Go ahead, ask a question. Put the question in.
No. I put it in the private chat of StreamYard, so you can copy and paste it in there. If you see it,
Has there been any change in the grouping of African languages from Greenberg proposal to today? Yeah. I already know the answer to that, though.
Wait. There's a reason that I want, and it already started differently, but
no, it did.
No, it actually shows different than I asked the same thing, and it gave me a different answer.
Yeah, well, I'm doing yours. Just copy and paste.
No, it's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's just start off different.
Yeah, because it's based off what you'd already asked it. It's just making a whole.
Yeah, probably. But hold up. So the thing I want to highlight though is the stuff that we're talking about has already happened to a degree. So I want so Greenberg made proposals of these groupings, and linguistics as a discipline is never stuck like static. It's an ongoing discipline, right?
Yeah.
So over time, linguists are finding out new informations about these languages and their relationships and stuff like that, and they're making refinements to these links that they have. So
let's look at the refinements. Let's look at some of the refinements.
Okay, so Afroasiatic, it says stability and refinements. Afroasiatic family has remained relatively stable in terms of its primary branches: Berber, Chadic, Cushitic, Egyptian, Nomadic, and Semitic. However, there's been considerable refinement in the understanding of the relationships among these branches, especially with advancements in historical linguistics and the discovery of new data. All right.
Okay.
So
let's start right there.
Okay.
I can answer that. It has remained relatively stable in terms of primary branches: Berber, Chadic, Cushitic, Egyptian, Nomadic, and Semitic.
Right. But it says there have been considerable refinements in the understanding of the relationship
Right.
Right.
These different tweaks, right? Yeah, just tweaks. Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they had to have done more work in order to
I don't think anybody's saying they ain't done more. They have done more.
Okay, wait. All right, now let's go to number 2. It says Nilo-Saharan controversies and refinements. The Nilo-Saharan family remains one of the most controversial and least understood language families. While many linguists accept the general validity of the family, its internal classification has been subject to much debate. Some linguists have proposed breaking it into smaller, more defensible groups, while others have suggested that further research is needed to clarify its structure. So we could just stop at 2 right there, because this is, and I'm only bringing this up because I don't want you to leave this conversation thinking that I was minimizing anything. All I was saying was that if 2 languages are re-examined, reanalyzed, and shown to be related where once they were thought not to be related, and you're able to prove that, then these type of refinements would take place. It's not the end all be all that's going to explode the whole language discipline, linguistic discipline, and stuff like that. And so this is what I meant by it's happening even today, where people are suggesting within the Nilo-Saharan phyla, they're suggesting they're suggesting breaking them up.
Yeah, and smaller defensible groups, but not necessarily in terms of combining or correlating that to Afroasiatic.
And I never did. That's what I'm saying. Your big question. Hold up, because the question that we started off with completely tonight, you would compare the big Niger Congo and said
we jumped off that immediately. We jumped off that immediately though. Woo. That's not fair. We dove off that like 2 seconds into it.
But he just mentioned Afroasiatic though. So remember, it's Afroasiatic.
Afroasiatic is stable. Nilo-Saharan is considered to being break up in smaller defensible groups. Right.
But here's the point. I don't think you're getting the point. My point. Wait, hold up. My point is if they were to break it up into smaller defensible group, it's not going to explode the whole linguistic thing. They don't have to re-examine all the genetic and migratory things out of Africa.
We're talking about
that y'all just
breaking up language that already exists in the group. That's different than Chaluba nation. That's 2 different groups. They're talking about working within the construct of the Nilo-Saharan language family.
Yeah, that's different.
That's something totally different.
Yeah, come on, we gonna catch that.
So I would never suggest that tweaking something within the family would be breaking the wheel. I would never do that. That wouldn't even make sense.
So I want to upgrade everybody around here. Hold on, let me upgrade that.
That was it for me. I showed y'all how
got you.
Breaking up an existing grouping does not have an explosive.
That's not analogous to the conversation.
It does not. It does not. No, you don't understand that it is.
No, we don't.
And that's fair. That's cool.
That's fair. We don't understand it. That's fair.
You don't understand it. It's fair.
Yeah, we don't. I got it.
That's working teams in the NFC East. Nothing to do with the AFC South or anything like that.
I will explain it another time.
Yeah, all right. Where you at, Sad? Where you at, Cedric?
I'm right here.
This for Emmy Cat and everybody that's back in 1960. What does it say right here? Big up to Chilimbe, pseudo-kill official, weighs in the conversation. Evolutionary linguistics. Can you read this, please?
Main focus, studying languages as products of nature, inherited in the biological origins and development of language. It's very small. I'm on my phone. I can't read it too well. Sorry.
Okay, I can read it. I got it.
You got it? Lack of imperial data in early human language evolution. No archaeological traces, unclear link between biology and specific human language structures.
Debate about the nature of
I can see it. I can see it. I want to do it. I can do it, but I can see it.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, debates about the nature of the language phenomena focus on innate aspects of language. Discussions on language being crystallized or fluid. So linguists who use historical and comparative methods have increasingly adopted evolutionary and genetic approaches to study language change and the development. Some key points. Evolutionary linguistics has emerged as a field that applies concepts from biological evolution to language. This approach considers linguistics as related to evolutionary biology and psychology. Computational phylogenetic methods similar to those used in biology are now being applied to estimate language divergence, dates, and trace linguistic lineages. This allows linguists to integrate linguistic data with archaeological and genetic evidence. So concepts from population genetics like drift and selection are being used to model how languages change over time. For example, linguistic drift can lead to certain words going extinct in a population, similar to genetic drift. So some linguists argue that languages can be analogized in biological species, with language speciation and death comparable to biological speciation and extinction. The population genetics way of studying language evolution focuses on how individual speakers' communicative acts cumulatively affect language change, similar to how individual organisms affect species evolution. However, there are still debates about the extent to which biological evolution models can be applied to language. Some linguists argue languages have unique properties that require modified approaches beyond direct biological analogies. Overall, evolutionary and genetic concepts are increasingly influential but not universally adopted in historical linguistics.
So there we go. And so that is where they're moving towards these days. And I think it's important to bring it out because I talked about it just didn't make no sense to have something laying over there and not use it. Wouldn't make sense to do that in 2024. So we use all available tools, all available data. I think we had a good conversation, man. I'm getting my lady. You want to say something real quick, Cedric? We're gonna close out.
Read one book to understand that you use all these instruments when you're creating your hypothesis. There needs to be a there. Otherwise, like you said, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
All right. My closing remark is that I don't want my words to be mischaracterized. I never said that you don't use these other tools available. Historical comparative linguistics itself is a tool when reconstructing history, period, human history at that. And so you want to take advantage of all of the disciplines under anthropology, because anthropology is the study of humans as an umbrella endeavor. And so historical linguistics is a branch of anthropology, and then all the different sub-branches of linguistics. All of these tools help to repaint the past for human history. So of course you're going to use these and you expect things to line up and make sense. So hold up. I mean, I'm just giving my closing thing. Thought I could. So I'm saying that when you're actually like, it's the same as my last analogy. It's like when you're building a house, in the act of building the house itself, you're going to do what you got to do. Once you have done and you finish, now you can compare it to the other houses, whether it's close to the curb, whether you went over the plot lines and this, that, and the third, whatever the case is. But while you're building the house, you're going to use the tools necessary to actually get the house built. And so what I'm saying is, in historical comparative linguistics, you actually are performing a workflow, and whatever comes out in that wash, if done correctly, you take that data, then you march on to the other fields for inspection and for evaluation, and you can do those things. And it helps inform other fields and vice versa. It's a two-way street. So I just want everybody to understand that. And if people will actually read books on historical comparative linguistics, then they would understand this, and I wouldn't have to keep repeating this. But
yeah,
the conversation was good. I appreciate that. And maybe I can elaborate on a few points.
Yeah. Like I said, I look forward to your show. You can touch on the Black Boat conversation. You can give your opinion on if the Egyptians borrowed the concept of incest from bulls. I think I'm curious to see where you landed.
I'm not touching that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, like I said, I think it's been a good conversation. We got clarity. I think we're pretty clear the impact. At least we agree on the impact. Nobody disagree with the actual impact. It's significant. I think we both agree on that. You can say relative. I think but everything's relative. So good show. Good show.
Yeah, I also feel like it was a great show, good conversation. Big up to the scholars that we was able to bring on the platform and the many more that we have coming towards us. I just like to close with some of these goddamn awards that people were receiving. Linguistics awards. Linguistic Society of America, that's the LSA award. The Leonard Bloomfield Book Award. The Best Paper and Language Award. The Ken Hale Prize. The David H. Russell Award, given to outstanding contribution to understanding the practice of linguistics. Anthropological and archaeological awards. Hold on, this is the one I really want to wait. This the fun one. This the one I like to stand there and be like, yeah, yo, that was somebody in the Amaral Squad. What's this? The National Medal of Science. The MacArthur Fellowship, you're going to get that. The Royal Society Fellowship. The International Recognition. The Belzan Prize. The Nobel Prize in Literature. Let me read that. Although primarily for literature, the Nobel Prize can be awarded for significant contributions to language and linguistics and research. Has a profound impact on the understanding of human culture and history. Yeah, he would get that award. The Global Medal of Philosophy, he would get that. The international awards, honorary doctorates, right? Many prestigious universities around the world might confer honorary doctorates on a researcher in recognition for their contribution to knowledge. Named professor or chairs. Universities may establish a name. They're going to have a name, professorship, and endowed chairs and researchers' honor. I'm going to stop right there. I can keep going on and on and on. But ladies and gentlemen, that will be the ramifications of doing what we just talked about. Yeah. So I sit back and wait and big up the Amaral Squad for producing such a damn entity.
And not to mention, like the first step that they tell you to do is the journal. That the first step, you don't put it in a book. You go through the process of the journal, peer review process, have it reviewed by people in the field in academia so they can help critique work if possible, refine work if possible, and then that gives you credibility within the field. And then after a few more steps of going through that journal process, then you come with your book, because then your book has more credibility within the field, and that will make them actually pay attention to the book based on the credibility you gain through the peer review process.
Yeah, you gotta start over again, yo. You gotta fight for a journal, yo. Got it back a little bit wrong. That's a little bit messed up. You gotta go journal, then you write a book off the journal. That's how I would do it. You starting the journal first, right? At least that's what I'm doing. I'm writing, and we can all do what we want to do. But the point I want to make here, yo, is, man, I appreciate everybody coming through, right? I'm glad we can have these conversations, yo, without cussing each other out. Some people cuss you out on purpose. Some people do all that on purpose because they don't want the information to be heard, yo. I appreciate you, Sosa. Appreciate you, Cedric and Wu-Ja, for bringing a level of level-headedness, and this form of communication is essential for us going forward. I appreciate the brothers that actually stand on that. I know you stand on that, Sosa. I know you stand on that, Wu-Ja. I know you flaky with it, Cedric, like I'm flaky with it. I'm just going to admit it. We get flaky sometimes. I even think you may do a better job than me, Cedric. But I'm definitely moving into this arena to do it this way because it just allows us to have a intelligent conversation, and the listeners can actually go back and figure out what we want to say. Big up to the Chatty Patty. They always Chatty Patty. They don't ever hit that link, but they chatty in the patty, right? We call it the peanut gallery for a reason, because everybody has their own opinions, and they're not willing to go ahead and back up those opinions. But it's okay. It's fun. It's a great space for us to be in, man. And we're here, man. Looking, we out, man. Appreciate everybody, man. Like and subscribe, man. Look, hit that donation button, man. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. Do what we got to do. Appreciate all that. Appreciate everybody, man. This is what we doing, man. Hit that Cash App, man. Man, like and subscribe, man. Support Social channel, man. Social's World, man. Support Wu-Ja's channel, man. All right. Support the pseudo killers and the community skeptics, man. This is what we doing, man. We doing it at a high level, having fun, man. It's an enjoyable conversation, yo, for a bunch of nerds sitting around at 12 o'clock at night, man. With that, man, big up to the whole audience, man. Everybody that came through, man. It is what it is, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Pseudo killers on deck, man. Community skeptics. I'm your host, Bobby Banger. And with that, I'm out.